Hello, welcome back to the Gamer's Tale. I'm Trent Gander. I'll be your dungeon master for the evening, and we'll continue the story of this small group of adventurers. Last week, they made their way through from the basement of Hoter Castle through the city of Jargai, came across Istris Toadspore, a tiefling dungeoneer, and made their way back to the surface while fighting various skeletons and looting much loot. Today, we'll find out what will they do? Will they assault Jargai as they plan? How will they get these people? We don't know. But that's their problem, not mine. I just have to make it hard for them.
Do you though? I mean, you could make it easy.
Where's the fun in that?
In theory, that's true. Both are true.
All right, so where we left off, you guys were coming out of the mines north of Crosswood. It's a couple hours journey between there and Crosswood, and for the sake of brevity, let's say you're about 2/3 of the way there. It's about, let's see, early-ish morning, late morning, about 10 a.m. What do you want to do?
Really just get back to town.
Okay, so you come in around the lunch hour. Coming in from the north, heading by one of the northerly libraries that you had encountered before that has the strange cross-like shape on it.
And this is the same symbol that I'm wearing, correct? On my amulet.
Yes, you are.
Okay. First stop for me is going to be a shop.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought of this.
Shit.
This is not really the place to offload stuff. The economy is not very warlike. If you had maybe a crossbow or something that's more hunting oriented, you would probably be able to offload them pretty quickly. But not this town.
Okay. All right. I don't have my books open. I'm sorry. I usually keep the player's handbook open so I can reference stuff. Give me 1 second. Just because I'm curious about something. You guys go ahead and do whatever you want. It's going to take me a minute to get to what I want to get to.
Okay. So, did we sleep?
No.
Okay.
You literally got up. It was early morning. You went through the mine, you came out, and you've been walking ever since.
Oh, okay. So, even though we left us, we've still been walking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could we take a short rest then? Like go to the tavern, have a short rest.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sorry.
Okay. So, is that one hit die to heal up?
You can use as many hit die as you want, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I need to. Please and thank you.
I was going to say, do we have to roll them or just like that? Okay. So
You roll.
Okay, so for me, it's D10.
35.
I'm good.
24. Okay, that's over max, so we're good.
I'm at 52 perfectly. But you had your Constitution modifier too.
Oh, okay. So that would be like another +8 or whatever. Or no, +2.
Yeah, there's actually on your character sheet, there's a little box that says hit die. If you click hit dice, it'll roll it for you. But that's neither here nor there.
Like this. Oh, okay. I must have done that wrong then.
Yeah, you're a D8 for hit dice anyway.
Darn it. I totally messed that up.
It's better than, unfortunately, like the wizard where he's got like 4 for his hit die.
Okay, so I'll adjust it to put a 10 on that. So I'm only 8 away from full. That's all right. It's better than nearly half.
Okay, so you're sitting in the tavern, assuming you're having a few drinks, which will cost a couple copper, if I remember correctly. You hear this kind of bugle noise as a large number of horses and jingling harness uh, come into the town and start making their way through the center.
Are they going the way that we came from, or continuing?
They are heading east along the caravan route, so they're coming from the west. Oh yeah. Also, while you're in there, you encounter Eric, your manservant.
Hey, how's it going?
You're back. You're alive.
Yeah, it took a little bit, but we're back.
What were you doing?
Uh, Running down some leads on the Cyrenicus issue, or Saronicus, excuse me. Is it Saronicus or Cyrenicus?
I say it's Cyrenicus, you say Saronicus. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I've heard it both ways now.
Okay. Yeah, just running down some leads on that and finding out some information. And there's a strong connection that we have found between Saronicus or Cyrenicus and this town, as well as the local history that I
Well,
believe is worth looking into further.
Well, I've been chatting up the one of the local Cyrenicus adherents, and he seems to be full of the stuff, but not all that bright.
Okay. What have you been able to glean from him?
It's just that they have a lot of people around. They really don't like stuff like the monarchy, any kind of differentiation between people. They want to treat everyone the same, but they really don't like the deities and how they, to them, they say it's unfair that they pretty much let us suffer in the world, despite the fact that it makes no sense. And I usually stop listening when they get to that part because it's been like 30 minutes. I just rolled back in my head.
I understand. Thank you for your hard work.
Well, I had a lot of beer doing it, so it's not all that hard.
That's fair. That's fair. How are the others? Where are they at?
Alan, Richard, they're Alan. I think that was the one that was more conscientious out of character. Alan's in one of the libraries. He spends most of his time there. He likes talking to the people. Richard is he's running around being a young guy. He's spent most of his time in the bar, but yeah, he's been exploring the town for the most part. Not much to explore, of course, but he knows more
No.
about it than I do. I've been mostly schmoozing with people. At this
How are
point,
you? Oh, sorry.
by this point, the sound of horses has gotten much louder, and people are starting to take notice. As it gets more toward the middle of the town.
I'd like to just poke my head out and take a look and see what it is.
You poke your head out and you see these golden, kind of rich yellow banners, kind of not like bright yellow, but more of like a tarnished yellow, kind of like mustards that sat out for a while. And it has these kind of oak leaf centers, and you recognize this to be the symbol of the House of Aland. And running along the base is this black sword, which dictates that the champion of the House of Lond is in the tow of this caravan.
Oh shit! So Algrim is there. Okay. I'm going to quickly. Shit. How quickly could I take off my armor and put on the mithril? Because it looks nice.
Seeing as the mithril is a mithril breastplate, and it's pretty easy to undo a couple of straps and throw off a bunch of plate, especially if you don't really care and if you just like leave it somewhere.
Well, I have Eric there, right?
Minute, maybe. Pretty fast.
Fuck it. I'm just gonna wipe off my armor as best as I can, get it clean to nice looking, Um,
Eric starts helping. It's like, there's a bit of rust right here. Nope.
I could
Stop.
cast prestidigitation on it and clean it up
That'll
for
work.
you right now.
That'll work. That'll be actually better.
All right. I wave my hand a little bit.
And Eric all of a sudden's like, spot's gone. Wow, that's shiny. Okay, don't stand in the light. Okay, I'll be over here. He goes back to his drink.
All right, with that, I'm going to step outside. Okay, explain to me again the tabard. Like,
Think of it kind of like what is the best thing you could do is look for a surcoat on a suit of armor. So it's like that's another word for it. It's just like this piece of cloth that's like a shirt for your armor.
okay, then I am going to take that off because obviously I work for or am dedicated to the House of Alond. So me wearing another, I don't know if that would really be an issue or not. I'm going to take it off just in case.
According to your knowledge, the House of Lawn is just kind of like this entity, and it's higher up on the social tier than the house or your station, and you're just it's kind of like mid management. So there's not necessarily you're not like subject to, but you've been kind of taken under the wing by Algrim Onyx Blade, and he just happens to be the champion of the House of Lond.
Okay, never mind then. I should be okay. I'm just gonna go outside and the party would distinctly notice a change in my overall how I carry myself. I would stand up straighter, and I'd be much more formal with these guys in speaking, obviously. But I'll go out and try and hail them down and see where Sir Algrim is.
So as you step out into the moderately muddy street, you can't really help that here. Water and all sorts of stuff runs into the street. There's of course the vanguard, and you see through just barely through these men on horses, the very upright and not necessarily regal form, but the stocky form of Sir Algrim Onyx Blade on his war pony, kind of in like travel gear, and his kind of brownish, reddish, large dwarven beard and hair, just sitting there as he kind of surveys the town around him.
I'll just hold a hand out and call out to him.
Frederick! Hello! He waves you over.
I rush on over like a kid. Run over.
Now, when you get up next to the war pony, he's just slightly taller than you. He's not all that tall, and the horse isn't all that big, but it's still just enough so that you just kind of have to look up just a little bit. Frederick, I didn't know you were here. I heard you had traveled east, but didn't expect to find you in Crosswood.
Yeah, this was the first stop, and we stayed here for a little bit because we immediately upon getting here we found a priest of Saronicus, and did a little bit of investigating. It's something better that if you're stopping for the day or for the night, we could talk a little more privately about.
Yes, well, we've been up since sunrise. We've been pushing hard to get to the eastern cities. There's a matter to be discussed that you are right in saying would be best in more private circumstances.
I have a private room here. If you and the troop would like to stop for a little bit, and the men could enjoy a drink or two, and the horses could use the rest.
Oh, right. I'm glad your training has stuck with you all these years. He signals them all to stop, and he gets off, and now he just comes up just kind of to your sternum level. Show me the way.
And I'll direct him in and tell Eric to go find the other two and have them waiting down here for when we return. And I'll introduce him to my traveling companions. And the lizard folk gentleman is Tretskala. He is our druid magic user of nature. Then I'll point out Yoan, a fantastic mage of his age, and I'll point out Lundgren, another fantastic mage, and I'll tell him, introduce Sir Algrim, and I will say, excuse us for a little bit, and I'll head up to my room.
He asks where your room is. Just a little bit. He stays just a little bit. Of course, introduces himself, shake hands. Says, a member of the Stone Syndicate. It's good for you to be here. And follows you up.
All right. And when we're in there, I'll kind of just close and lock the door behind me, and ask him just what's going. Since we're out of view of everyone, and formalities, I guess, isn't really a necessary thing at this exact point. Just blatantly, what's going on in the eastern cities?
In the east, well, there has been much more dealing with this Saronicus cult in the Eastern Kingdom. I have been sent as part of a delegation to help deal with the problem, and I'm wondering if it's not fortuitous for you to be here, if you would accompany me on the journey, because it has gotten quite serious in the Eastern Kingdom.
Well, I'd be happy to accompany you. I only request that my traveling companions can come along if they wish.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'd be happy to have anyone you travel with would definitely be of a caliber that we would need in the Eastern Kingdom. King Ariok needs all the help he can get, and I noticed a tiefling down there, a red one, silver eyes.
We located him during our investigations in an underground city. He came from the Western Kingdom, or
Flip that.
Eastern across the sea. He says he traveled underground all the way, which leads me to what I have to give you. We located a secret order, the Order of Athod. I don't know if you're familiar with the name or not.
You see just the hint of recognition in his eyes, but he still seems stone-faced.
We discovered that below the city is another city called Jargai. And long ago it was taken over by a gentleman. Help me. What's his name again?
Abster.
Abster, that's it. I was going to say Absolute because I was making jokes. By a gentleman of the name Abster who claims himself a god. We ran into some strange scarecrow creatures, not too hardy, but numerous. And we have left for now. But it seems that Abster took this city and attempted to completely destroy the Order of Athod, as well as subjugate the Lumbian people under his rule. Now, this was centuries ago, so there may be some claim to his divinity, because we did not see a full body of himself. He could just be an elf, I'm not sure. Or a very old dwarf. But he seems to be connected in some way to Saronicus. Because through my research, I'm going to pull out the journal. I found this journal on an undead warrior, and it mentions Saronicus being the brother of Athod and betraying Athod and joining Abster. As well as we found a gentleman who had been trapped in a painting for 300 years or so. There are very few surviving members that I know of, but I believe if we could at some point come back and maybe take back the city of Jargai, it would be a step in the correct direction for defeating Saronicus and any of his allies.
Now, Sir Algrim kind of takes a step around you and goes over to one of the windows of the room, clasps his hand behind his back, and looks out at the mid-afternoon or the afternoon light. I wondered when this would come back.
So you know.
When I was a young dwarf, I helped the Lumbian civilization, or what you call the Order of Ithod. I was sent for, and the king at the time, the great grandfather of Dotan, who you know to be the current king of Western Sarand. There was a treaty, and I was sent as part of it. It was a long and bloody conflict during the time of. Let's see if I can check my own notes because I forgot that. Sorry, he has black hair, not brown, like I said before. It's streaked with gray.
This would make him close to 300 years old.
He's 250.
That's kind of close with that.
Yep. He I have that written down. He says, he continues, the efforts that we had put in to stop Abster's forces were numerous, and we thought the threat had been stamped out, especially after we heard nothing when I was forced to leave several months into the campaign. We also lost much contact with the thought. We thought that some calamity might have taken over, but matters of court kept me from returning. This is troubling indeed. And you said Saronicus was connected with this Abster?
I believe so. There was the 3 members that we have connection with here seem to believe that Saronicus betrayed Ithod, his brother, to aid Abster, which I believe puts Saronicus a little bit higher on the issues. Because if he betrayed Ithod to support Abster, he may be attempting something similar with the surface to expand Abster's domain.
That is a logical conclusion. The tiefling, summon him in here.
And I will, Eric and everyone's downstairs, I'll excuse myself really quickly, grab him and say, come on, come up. And as we're going up, I'll just look at him, just mind your manners. Don't mention anything on the road. And I promise I won't hurt you or harm you or throw dust at you anymore. And I'll take
Agreed.
him in.
So you bring him into the room, and he kind of stands up straight and clasps his hands behind his back. And Algrim turns around and says, "Toadspore, it's been a while. What news do you bring from the Eastern Kingdom?" Well, it's not very fresh news, but it's 2, maybe 3 months old. I've been under the ground for a long time. But when last I left, everything seemed to be fine. There was a group of individuals called the Order of Saronicus. They were handing out pamphlets and talking on street corners about this strange religion, I guess you could call it, that they have been pushing. But then I went underground exploring as I was told to do. I see. Well, in your absence, the group of Saronicus have gotten more bolsterous and become more powerful and more influential within the Eastern Kingdom. It appears that there might have even been an assassination attempt on some number of officials within one of the major cities, or several of the major cities, and your employer has sent for me to come and assist with that. I am sure you would like to come back and earn your paycheck. Uh, that is a very accurate thing to say, but this is very troublesome. Usually, coups like this do not take place in a matter of months. This is worrisome. They're becoming more volatile. Then, Algrim turns to you and says, "If you have not already guessed, Toadspore is an agent or a freelancer of sorts who is generally hired by the Eastern Kingdom for information gathering and various other tasks. So much so that he is almost considered part of their uh, infrastructure regarding the gathering of information."
I will just very blatantly turn and just, no, he failed to mention that when we were discussing things.
No, what kind of information gatherer would I be if I told you all my secrets on the first date?
Almost a dead one. Just flat, blunt, matter of fact, almost a dead one.
Exactly. Now he goes and sits down and kind of crosses his legs in one of the chairs, a little bit flamboyantly, because that's just how he is. So, Algrim, there must be very bad over there if you were the one sent to take care of it. You are correct, but the problem is large enough to require someone of just a high enough standing to calm things. But I guess my history of cracking skulls and generally solving all the problems that arise within a given situation has earned me the honor to be sent all across the Western Kingdom and across the Inland Sea to solve the problems of another king's making. And you see just this kind of lightning stare between the two of them as they lock eyes, and you see there's probably some professional pride between the two, but the dig at each other's respective kings' governments is still something not to be questioned. It's just very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's very,
The rivalry is strong with this bunch.
yeah, it's kind of like Olgrim just kind of wiped his dirty boot on Toadspore's clean pants in regard to this, and it's not very friendly at the moment in regards to Olgrim has to go. He's old. He's still got it, but he doesn't really like traveling for months on end. So yeah. Well, seeing as the rest of your companions would need to know about this, I suggest you summon them up there as well. You also mentioned that you found one of the Order of Ithard in a painting?
Yes, it seems he was trapped there by some magical force, but we were able to release him.
And where is he currently?
He is with the other members of Athod that remain on here, northeast. Few
Pretty sure he
hours.
followed you guys into town.
Oh, he's
I-
he's at table with us then, I guess.
Yeah, he wanted to see the daylight, so he came with us.
I thought he
That's
just
right.
wanted to go like outside. I didn't think he was coming with us. My bad. So he's downstairs then. And since Sir Algrim wants to summon them or see them, I will go grab them.
And give us the high sign and say we're important and we're needed elsewhere.
Exactly, yeah.
So Frederick goes downstairs, you see him beckon all of you, and you follow him up because, he's moderately important. You've been in scapes together. And he brings you into this very nicely furnished room, much nicer than the rooms you guys are furnished in.
Money has its benefits. But side note on that, I will also grab my 3 retainers if they are back and have them just stand outside our door.
I'll say that Richard is back, but Alan and Eric are not yet back.
That's fine. Richard will be good enough for now.
He goes up and he gets a chair and sits next to the door, very patient and schoolboy-like.
All right.
This kid's like 19, maybe 20.
High hopes of being a squire someday.
Oh, I thought he was like an old man or something.
No, Eric's the older gentleman. Alan is the fun-loving one. And Richard's the young boy, I believe, right?
Richard is the youngest. He's like the noob that pretty much gets saddled with all the grunt work. Alan is kind of not necessarily the elder statesman, but he's edging on either into his third, and he's more matter of fact about his job. And Eric is just kind of the schmoozer who's like mid-20s, but they both hold rank over Richard.
And he said, I'm sorry, say again how old Alan is? I'm redoing my notes.
Alan is edging into or is in his mid-30s.
Okay. Thank you.
I just gotta remember that for future parts of this.
Yeah, I have it written down now.
Okay.
All right.
So you
throw here.
So you come in, you see very nicely furnished, 4-poster bed with stuff hanging from it, a little bit of gilding here and there, and you see the black-haired graying dwarf standing by one of the windows, and you see your lanky tiefling companion just kind of sitting there, not really smoking, but he's just got an unlit cigarette in his right hand as he just kind of contemplates the room. Ulgrim turns to you and says, your associates. Pleasure to meet you all. And he goes directly to Yo and says, one of our party in the caravan is a member of your syndicate. I'm sure he'll be much happy to know that there's another member of the Stone Syndicate that's going to be traveling with us to the Eastern Cities. So, gentlemen, and he goes and he kind of sits down, but he just kind of raises himself up because these are more human style chairs. And he sits down and says, if you have not gathered, I am the champion of the House of Aland. And now I am conscripting you to aid me in resolving of some matters of state, which is more of your friend Frederick's domain than yours. But if he chooses to travel with you, I assume you are all quite capable. And he kind of eyes the lizard folk just a little bit more because lizard folk.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll lean in and just whisper to Algrim. He's a little odd, but he's very useful.
I don't doubt it.
I pull out a goblin.
Do you want to roll for sleight of hand for that, or do you want to just
standing there, pull out a goblin finger, start chewing on it?
Mm-hmm.
I will just daggers with my eyes. Just stop it. Stop.
Well, my troop will rest here the evening, and then we'll continue on to Imbendril, as was our plan. I will arrange for horses and various means of transportation if you have any preferences in order for you to join us.
I was at that moment I was considering purchasing a wagon here and some horses, But if you'd be willing to supply those under order of the crown, I assume, that would be much more appreciated.
We have a number of wagons with us. A group from the mountains came across us on the way and mistook us for the caravan, and they have
Perish.
decided. No, they are with us. We have been providing them protection. They stated that there was somebody had come to their village and warned them of a calamity. I don't know the very details. They were very disconnected, and they were distraught enough that there was some truth to their words. The Stone Syndicate member used his magic and determined that yes, there was. They at least believed there was something dangerous in them and causing them to abandon their village.
All right. Well, it would be
Someplace called North Spire, if I remember correctly.
That's interesting.
Isn't it though?
Yes.
Why is that interesting, young man? Well, I didn't catch your name. It was, and he kind of thinks a little bit.
Lundgren.
Lundgren. Lundgren
Yes.
Bask.
Yes, it is. If Frederick trusts you, I trust you. If there's any other information you can give me, I've lived in North Spire my whole life, actually.
Really?
So, yes, it's of interest to me.
It seemed that the entire town has fled, and the mayor and many of them had brought a number of their followers with them. They made sure to pack up as much as they could. They didn't seem that the plan to be going back there. I can have them brought up to here if you wish to talk to them now, or we can do that later.
After we finish our business, I'd like to talk to them to see what's going on.
Okay.
If our business won't take too much longer, I wasn't quite sure.
Oh no, most of the businesses traveling across, you'll be assisting me, and more actually assisting Frederick, because I'm now seconding you to him, to perhaps take care of certain things in less than the public eye, in the shadows, as I do the more courtly things and draw everyone's attention, because I am quite, when you look at this guy, he has a presence about him. He walks into the room and you just have your attention drawn to him immediately. He's stately despite being very short comparatively to human. And the dark hair with the streaks of gray is very captivating. As you can tell, I am not all that easy to hide. So I need those who are less than noticeable to do the things that I cannot do effectively, if you understand what I mean.
I do.
Are there any questions?
I would kind of just ask him cloak and dagger type issues or public displays of force type issues.
A bit of both. Once we arrive in the Eastern Kingdom, I don't really know what's waiting for us. It could be more. For all I know, the Eastern Kingdom, some of the cities could have descended into chaos, and you'd be needed to keep order in the streets. All I know is that I was told to go there and to assist them as well as I'm able, and that was all I was given.
All right.
Obviously, our major concern is ensuring that King Ariok, I think that's the right king, the King Ariok remains in power, and that he remains safe, because he is still the king's brother, although he is also the king of another country, and he shoots daggers out of his eyes at Toadspore again. But for the most part, we are trying to keep the peace and prevent as much loss of innocent life as possible. Also, to crush the hell out of these Saronicus nut jobs. And you see kind of the old soldier in him kind of flare up at that moment. He catches himself and kind of sits back in his chair. Yeah, I believe that concludes our business, doesn't it, Toadspore? Toadspore just kind of nods. Oh, yes, he's very chatty, isn't he? he
Under the right circumstances, he is, but mostly not.
Olgrim just kind of rolls his eyes at Toadspore's lack of seeming interest in this, and says, "Well, I must arrange for make sure my attendants have arranged for quarters, and make sure all the horses and such things as that. And I will let the mayor know that you are here, Basque, I think it was."
Yes, thank you.
He gets up and he moves to the door and opens it and leaves.
All
right then.
Good work, everybody. No one was blatantly disrespectful, so that's a plus. I'll have to teach you more about court later.
Is it really necessary, though?
Not you. I was not addressing you. As far as you were concerned, you were on my shit list for not being more open, as we were open with you.
I just met you down in a hole. Why should I tell you everything?
Because I let you live.
Lots of people let me live. You think I tell them everything about me? How many girlfriends have you had? You tell them everything? No, you keep mystery in the relationship.
A gentleman does not discuss those matters.
Precisely. Why would I tell you about my work? I'm a dungeoneer. I adventure underground. I find things that are interesting. I tell them to people. I told you what I did. Does I have to tell you who my employer is? No.
He has a point.
You're not being helpful.
Well, he strikes a spark and he begins to light up his cigarette and it's just like,
please, no smoking in my room, please.
He just puts it out. Fine. I will not smoke here.
We have to talk
outside. He gets up and he leaves.
Wait, I was going to say we have to talk to him more about his alchemical weaponry.
That might be useful later on.
Yeah, which I should also be working on. I don't know how to say I'm working on it other than I'm working on it, but I've got to go see the mayor, so I thought that maybe after if I could like use my supplies periodically, I would somehow get better at it.
Wouldn't you have proficiencies in those already?
He does.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm proficient, but I mean, I don't know how to like use that to like help us where I could like make my own potions to put in my bag or something.
Okay, so what are you doing now?
Real quick, does anyone have the spell message?
Nope.
No.
Yoan? Yoan?
Ralph.
He might not be here. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Dude, my mic's been off for like an hour.
Oh, no.
I had no idea. I thought you guys were ignoring me and shit.
No.
I was like asking a question and I'm getting all pissed off.
Oh, God.
Hey, I apologize about that, but it's like...
Message, no, I do not have it, but if you can think of like a really good use for it, I'll pick it up when I can.
It's all right.
Who did you want to message and what did you want to message them?
I was just gonna send a message to our friends in the caves. Actually, if the I can't remember his name.
Falsey?
Falsey, that's it. Sorry, I have a horrible memory. If Falsey is going to head back there, I could just give the bottles of liquor to him to take back for me, because I promised I would get him liquor.
That's true.
Okay.
Which I guess is my first order of business for me.
Indeed.
Well, as a side note, what questions did you actually have, Yoan?
Oh, it doesn't matter now. When we were in town, you were saying something about it not being like able to swap like armor and stuff. I was wondering if we knew another town that did.
The town that there's a large. This is part of a trade route, and the place where this trade route intersects with all the other trade routes is the town that Ulgrim has mentioned that you are going to be going to.
Okay.
So we'll just have to wait a little bit, and then we can unload our excess weaponry and armor and gear and stuff.
Well, most of it. Some of it might be trophies.
Long as Tread doesn't eat the most of them that aren't made from metal, I suppose.
Holy.
I'm sitting on a decent payday of weaponry. All right. I guess, Lundgren, if you want to go ahead and talk to your mayor real quick.
Yeah, I'm going to get the lowdown for him, but I'm pretty sure about 95% of the people in the town think I'm Crazy. So
they definitely do after you did that.
It probably won't take very long at all. And I legitimately mean that.
I guess you can go ahead and go do that, and then afterwards buy liquor and send it on its way with Falsey. Because I assume he's not going to come to the cities with us unless he chooses to. It's his call.
I can bring the liquor back for Guto.
I'll throw an extra one in there for you. It's been a while.
Thanks. And he goes out. It's a decent walk back to and from, and he wants to stay in a bed.
Understandable.
So he'll take the 3 to 6 hour journey that's to and back from the cave to deliver this and wind up back here sometime.
Okay. How much would it be for like 3 bottles of like the best thing that this town has?
Probably about 6 gold.
I'll do it. That's perfectly fine.
How much is that getting?
3 bottles of their finest hooch.
2 gold apiece for the finest hooch in the region.
Well,
Acha.
if you think about it, though, that's a gold piece is a skilled craftsman's wages for a day on average.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Wow, 2 days. So a week's wages to buy 3 bottles of booze. Woof.
Yeah. I remember.
You're filthy rich.
I got that sheets made of silk money with my 28 gold.
What?
Okay, so Fulsey goes off, and now you're going to find the mayor, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so never expected to actually bring this character back in, but you find Greenwald Birch.
Mayor, what's up?
Bask? Lundgren, what are you doing here?
I've been traveling, actually. I ended up here, and I've been staying around here for a while.
We thought you had died on the way of the caravan. What? I'm
No,
so relieved.
I managed to make it.
I'm so
What
relieved
brings you
to find-
here?
Oh, dark tidings. A man showed up to this to our town. He warned us of great danger, and he convinced us through various means that it just wasn't safe to stay there. Things roving in the mountains, creatures he described and showed prints of. It's horrible business. So we packed up as much as we could, and we came down here. We're hoping to seek asylum within Imbendril as a place of safety. As you can see, and he gestures around in a rather flamboyant way. This town doesn't have any walls. This is not
Right
the
you
place
are.
to. place isn't very safe, but Inventville will change that.
So you'll be traveling east for quite a bit then.
Yes.
Okay.
It's 20, 30 miles probably to Inventville from here, so it's not like months, but it's months to get from the western capital to here and to cross the major part of the open plain.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out if, well, Mayor, I might actually be planning to leave to travel east myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it is. Is everybody else here doing okay?
Oh, yes, except for a few outlying hermits and stuff that we generally don't hear from anyway. It seems everyone's made it, and although it's been uncomfortable, rain and travel and having to deal with everything and leaving our homes for who knows how long.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to see that you're all right.
Glad to see you're all right too.
He excuses himself and he goes about his business.
Bye, Mayor.
Getting it. Goodbye, Lundgren. Okay. Is there anything you would all like to do, or would you like to all turn in for the night and skip over most of the day with things?
We've been traveling from like the 5 squares to the east, right?
Yes.
So like, where are we on the road?
You guys came from. Hang on, I just gotta do a quick screen share. So we have some reference, just a little bit. It's not the one I want. You guys were up here by the mine. You've traveled down to the place called Crosswood, which is the 5 squares, but it's more buildings than that. And you will be heading this way.
Right. So we haven't actually left yet, or
You haven't actually left. This is kind of the day before, picking up with Olgrim's party and the citizens of North Spire going to Drill, which is another map that I'll get up when you guys are actually there.
Oh, okay. I was wondering because there are lines on the map that suddenly end, and I didn't know what that indicated.
yeah,
They go on. Those are
it's
roads.
the end of the world.
Those are roads.
Well, you probably have a lot of maps drawn up that we've never seen, so this is kind of exciting for that reason.
The map's kind of like Pac-Man. If you go all the way to the top, you come out the bottom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or if you go right, you come back left. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can never escape.
All right, it's been like an hour. I need to smoke.
Okay.
Okay. That's a perfect opportunity for a short break for me too. I'll be back in a bit.
Right.
Would there be anything in this small town that might interest Tread, like,
Farm animals.
equipment for being out in the wilds and stuff like that?
There might be a few hunting shops and a few places like what's it called? More agricultural based things. If that would interest you, there are a couple shops for that.
I would think he might want to stop at a shop to pick up some seedlings to plant, different kinds of plants. Just a few of those.
All right. So you go to, I'm going to call it a farmer supply store because that's exactly what it is. The cashier or attendant's like, "Oh, hi, what can I do for you?"
Do you have any seeds or young plants I can take?
It's getting a bit late in the year, but we have a few food crop ready, and he indicates several bags along one side of the wall, and we've got more on the back, and a few over there. And we don't really have young plants. It's not really time to be planting saplings and stuff. But winter wheat and a few other things. Are you looking for a big bag, little bag, variety? What you want?
Small variety.
Okay. I got a sampler back here. He goes in the back room, which is really just a series of large double-sided shelves that serve as a wall. And he comes back from behind there. I got this here sampler, just like for your average garden. If you want to figure out what your soil lacks or something else like that, and it's probably um twice the length of a shoebox and twice the width. And it's just like these kind of like a sampler of chocolate, but it's just a little set of seeds in these little squares all hooked together in like a burlap blanket kind of a thing. But the little pouches have like little writing on it for what kind of seeds they are. And you can like tear one off and open it and spread it around. And it's a literal variety pack.
Okay. And about how much would that run?
That would be about 20 silver.
Tread gives him a weird look and holds out like 2 gold. Is this enough?
That's more than enough. Is there anything else you would want next? That gets more than. He takes one of your gold, and he hands you back 80 silver. That's 100 of these you can count, right?
Gives him a dirty look. Yes.
I'm just making sure. No offense. 80 of these ones, he holds up one of the silver pieces. 80 of these equals one, and he points to the gold piece in your hand, equals one of those. So if anyone says 20 silver, and they ask for 5 of those or more, they're trying to steal from you, okay? And he puts the silver into your hand and kind of gives you this worried look.
The skeptical look becomes an appreciative look. Your kindness is appreciated.
You're welcome, son. Is there anything else you want?
Do you know what court is?
It's a place, depending on the situation, it's a place where disputes are settled on varying degrees. But if you mean like court, as in with the king, that's far above what I do. But court generally is where discussions are had and problems resolved.
Oh shit! I just realized Tread's never even.
Tread has no idea what regular human society is like.
That would make sense.
So he's just asking some random stranger, I still don't understand, but thank you for trying anyway, and walks out.
But come back. You know how you got kin. You know when they have a fight over something, somebody kind of decides who's right and who's wrong.
The tribe.
It's kind of like something like that, yeah. But
I see.
It's like what humans and dwarves and halflings do. We have something like that, but we just call it court.
I see. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What is your name?
My name is Edward.
I do a slight bow. You have made a friend of Tread Scala, and I walk out.
Thank you. He's gonna tell a story about this later tonight in the pub.
This story later tonight, he's probably going to tell a story about it forever.
Hey man, this lizard folk came in and I had to explain how some money works and the court system. It was a weird day.
He's literally gonna see Tread at the tavern later, probably. That's him actually.
There's probably at least.
I'm adding it to my bio.
Nice.
Discovered what court is. It was awesome.
What was that name again?
Edward.
Edward.
Literally pulled from my ass.
Edward, now you now owe Edward a blood debt for life.
Oh no.
I'll have to write that into the story then. That's going to be interesting.
Don't doubt if I run into him again, I'm going to do him a favor.
Oh yeah, I'm going to have to write that down too because that's going to be hilarious as everything.
You could bless a bag of soil, right?
Oh, that was in my that was in my thought process. The whole reason I wanted was because of Druidcraft.
Edward the storekeeper, enlightener of lizard folk.
It was awesome. Oh yeah.
I come back and tell the group about this amazing, knowledgeable person who taught me all about the soft skin, the soft skin society. And he uses a draconic word that means soft skin, if anyone knows draconic.
That's if you were to write it down, I would be cool with that. But if you say it, I got nothing.
You see, Toadsport just kind of chuckle a little bit.
Oh, that's right. Okay. As a tiefling, he might know, but I know as me.
He would know. He might know draconic, but he definitely knows what's the other one, infernal.
Oh, so he was not necessarily understanding Tread, maybe just silently mocking him.
You don't know.
No, I don't. Of course.
I might if I make an insight check. Tread wouldn't care. He would assume he knew what he meant and was just amused by it for some reason. He's still trying to get human emotions.
Aren't we all? So yeah, while you were gone, Yoan, Tredscala was educated by a random shopkeeper about the legal system of the land.
Okay.
And also the monetary system.
Right.
This is also true. And that is why we play D&D, for those strange random things that you never can predict to happen. Okay. Are all your daily kind of tasks done?
So.
Okay. Anything else anyone wants to do?
I'm good with just getting on the caravan or whatever the hell.
Yeah, finish up the rest for the night.
Do I have any supplies I need to? I don't know how alchemy supplies work when I need to continually replenish them.
I guess with like herbs, maybe. Right?
Probably when you use them, yeah.
Okay, well, could I buy herbs here?
You might. There's not like a full alchemy shop here. You'd probably find something more like doing things with fertilizer and like
Farming.
minor amount of remedies.
I could recommend a really wise man named Edward.
Sounds like fun. Okay, well, if it's not like totally like copacetic with me getting a lot of stuff done and I need to wait, or it would be best if I wait, I'll do that.
It'd probably be better to find like a dedicated shop for that, because it's like trying to, what would be a good example? It's like going to Ace Hardware and trying to find a chemistry kit or something that's like high and deep into the science side, but it's mainly just like a variety store dedicated mostly to construction and home repair.
Okay.
That's kind of this town. This is an agrarian city. This is an agrarian little backwater town that has like a handful of things that it really needs to do, but it gets a little bit of trade, so it's a little bit bigger.
Okay, I'll wait.
Okay. So you all go to sleep to strengthen yourselves the coming days. And Treadskull, you're sleeping. And you begin to dream. You're in an open field, very similar to the areas surrounding Crosswood and the areas west of the forest that you have been hanging out in recently. But instead, there are no strange cross-shaped symbols. Looming over you is the familiar range of North Spire. And strangely enough, in the middle of where you are, there is this large pane of see-through crystal or glass. When you look into it, you see yourself. You don't just see yourself. You see this beautiful lizard folk-like woman. She's scaly and well-shaped and things like that. And she lightly touches you on the shoulder and says, "The mirror. Look."
Be right back. Sorry. Keep going.
I look.
You look in, the reflection goes in, but the reflection isn't really accurate. Your brown scales are a much different color, and the woman in there is a man, a scaly man. And as you move, and as she moves, they both kind of mimic this. This is, "The mirror will soon be broken. The reflection will cause war." And at this, all of a sudden, the facsimile of you does something you're not doing. It punches through the pane glass and it breaks it there. And all of a sudden, it's not a mirror anymore. It's someone who looks like you but isn't you standing in front. And all of a sudden, they're gone, and you see the clouds above North Spire turn this very ominous black with lightning and all sorts of other lights going off inside them. And as you see, North Spire is this immense mountain, and you see a pair of wings just dwarf this thing as this creature crawls on top of it, very Night of Bald Mountain-esque, and it just sits there and it looks across the entire area. And as it stands up, you see the strange symbol that the soft-skinned Frederick has had on that weird shirt he wears over his metal things, but it's reversed. And as it raises arms and it raises its wings and overshadows the entirety of the valley, you don't see behind you. You feel a bright light. And you see all of a sudden all these light things and extended wings rushing toward this monstrous dark red and black creature with wings as they go forward, and it starts gorilla slapping some of them down, and some of them have these what looks like little toothpicks compared to him, just start cutting into him, and you wake with a start. You have no idea what just happened. You have no idea what this was about, but it was a dream. And you feel a shift in the natural order, that wherever this has done this is significantly altering nature and making the area uncomfortable. And then you drift back to sleep. Morning comes. Algrim and the caravan all get up early and prepare for the journey on to Imbendril. And I'm assuming you all get ready as well. And you spend most of the next couple of days traversing the well-kept road that is this major highway across the kingdom of Sarand, and you come to, let's see, is that the right one? Yes, this is the right one. And you come to this you see a forest ahead of you. And those of you running around Sir Ulgrim, which I assume would be most of you, because of Frederick's, he gives you a short bit of history, and the Stone Syndicate mage, who I've not named, also kind of corrects him on a few things, and that Imandril is one of the major trade cities of the kingdom. And one of the reasons why it is so popular in trade is that it is surrounded by this enormous forest that protects it. It has been blessed, for lack of a better term, to the point that it is a real physical barrier against invaders and the what's it called? The forest itself would rise up to help defend Imandril, and it's one of the very few cities during the old wars of conquest that didn't fall. And it was the major reason was because of this mystical forest around it. As you go in, make sure this is the right one because I got like 16 different maps named very similarly, and that is a problem. This is not the right one. This is the one I was supposed to show you first. There we go. Sorry, just a bit of things on the back end because I got like 20 different maps and things don't. Come on. Come on. All right, we're just going to put you back on the plans for a little bit because my computer's being slow and I need to just shunt you over here.
Whoa.
Oh.
You come in
Nice.
from the southwestern side through the very impenetrable forest. You don't see a lot of like shacks or anything. Very little animals at all are within the forest surrounding Imandril. But once you get to the walls inside, which are very well defended, as is that gray circle would indicate, you come into this sprawling city. And you are now within the crossroads of the Empire, in Imandril.
So this is where we go shopping.
This is where we go shopping.
All right.
I get a small fortune.
He can unload and we can load up.
Yeah, true.
All right.
Sir Ulgrim excuses himself. He says, there are some matters of business to attend to. I will be at the City Hall, which is in the western side of the city, but it's in the center. You can't really miss it.
Oh, go ahead.
You can't really miss
thanks.
City Hall. It's at the crossroads. It's at the central crossroads on the western side.
Is that where we should meet you later?
Plausibly. I may be kept very late there. There's a number of things I have to attend to.
Right. I'll if we don't hear back from you, I'll send one of my men to let you know where we're staying for the night.
And if not, I will send one of mine to
Fetch us.
Yeah. And he rides off with his attendants, loudly blowing horns as they go.
First order of business, I guess, is let's find a shop for me to sell some shit to.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You ask around. You grease a few palms, and you find out that there's like one major kind of hold all store if you really want to get like a good price. It's a weird half magic shop, half like just kind of pawn shop. Whatever you can sell, they'll probably buy it.
Walmart.
My thoughts exactly, Tread.
Oh,
Kind of like, yeah, this is kind of like Walmart. There's a few other shops, a little bit more specialty, but the main trading location is this place, and that's on the eastern side of the major crossroads.
Let's go there then.
Is that the place marked Mr. Miasmic?
Yes. As you walk up, you see in this very elaborately painted sign above it, Mr. Miasmic's Mystic Theater.
Mister.
I like the alliteration. Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Very Gilmore-ish.
I actually came up with this name that I'm using for this. I came up with like 6 years ago, and only because of a memory on Facebook that I actually remembered what this thing was. And this is well before I fell into Critical Role, so fantastic.
All right. I have quite a list of shit to sell. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay. So you go in and there's just shelves upon shelves of stuff all over this place. And there's a couple of pieces. This man in a top hat comes in and says, "Hello, I'm Ferdinand Guteau. How are you? Welcome to Mr. Miasmic Mystic Theater."
I'm sorry. Did you say Coteau?
Yes, Guteau.
Do you have any family that resides around Crosswood?
No. I will. Outside of character, I will definitely state that while the names are similar, they are not the same guy or related. That was an oversight on my part.
Guteau versus Gutaw.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I got a little flummoxed myself, yeah.
Guteau is more of a French thing. Gutaw is more guttural and not necessarily Orcish, but it's more Germanic.
Okay. I love though that you assumed that the orcs are German. Thank you.
Oh, no.
Most people go with dwarves, but hey.
I encountered one individual who usually says his dwarves are Russian.
That's an odd one.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
yeah. Dwarves like German and the orcs Russian.
I really don't care. I put it more down to where they grow up and the accents that be there.
Okay. All right. First thing I have to sell is 3 shields. Well, yeah, no one else in the party can use shields except for Tread, and he has a shield. I think he made that out of bone.
I have 2.
Oh, he found one and he made one, or he made both? I can't remember.
I had one when we started, made of a turtle shell, and then I made one out of an ogre skull.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay. I'm just bringing up my handy dandy. How much does this cost? Okay. Let's see. Each shield it's unspecified in this. It's 10 gold pieces a piece. So because they're hagglers, they're gonna probably take about 5 a piece.
So you offer me 15?
15 for 5 a piece, so 15 gold pieces for the shields.
25.
I have to run a profit here, sir. I can do 17.
Meet in the middle and call it 20?
Deal.
Oh, good for me.
I was going to say I should be over there.
You probably are right there.
Okay.
Don't worry, guys. I got this. 1 gold.
Try to far away from the castle. Far away. I have 5 plus 2 crossbow bolts. You never gave me a price on those or anything like that.
Those are going to be a bit more expensive. The ammunition, it's probably these require a moderate level of enchantment in order to make them more effective. So it's probably a couple of gold pieces for the 2 of them because they are like masterwork.
I have 5.
Yeah.
So, you want to call it 10?
Yeah.
10 it is.
Okay.
All right. I have one scimitar.
All right. He takes it. He takes it in hand. He like checks the edges. It seems some use from where you got it from, but it's not necessarily heavily damaged. Let's see if I can find that. Where is that? Come on. Due to the moderately used nature of this, 15.
I'll take that.
He has you 15 gold.
5 short swords.
He checks each of those as well. 15 for the lot.
Oof. Could you do 25? That's half of their actual value, sir.
Yes, but he points out like a couple of rust stains on some of them.
Could I wave my hand behind my back and clean them up?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, with him mentioning the rough spots, I'm like, I have a man that can take care of this. Longren, would you mind cleaning these up for the gentleman?
Oh, sure. Quick, what's over there? Cast prestidigitation and clean them up while he ain't looking.
I am not a commoner, sir.
But they
I didn't say you were.
But
I
they
didn't say
are
you were.
clean now.
He's more remarking at the look over there thing. You get the sense that this guy's been around the block a little bit. He's more shrewd about this than simple hand tricks kind of a thing.
So you're familiar with magic then?
I live in my business is literally called the Mystic Theater.
Okay then.
I
So
sell
we're fine.
magical items.
So
I sell magical items.
So you're fine with elementary casting in the store then, as long as I don't damage anything?
Are you going to clean these swords or not?
I wave my hand. All right, we're done.
Okay. Well, since you saved me cleaning them, I will give you... you said you had 5 short swords?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 20 gold pieces for the lot.
I'm still stuck on 25. That's half value.
23.
You couldn't do 2 more gold. I'm going to be spending most of this here in the shop anyway. Think of
Very
it.
well. 25 gold, fine.
Okay. I'm going to keep the daggers just because I have a short bow.
Yeah, he takes it in hand. You test the string a little bit. This seems to be a pretty decent short bow. 17.
I'll do it. I have a mace.
You see, he's getting a little kind of alarmed. You just keep pulling out these weapons.
Listen, we've been on the road for a very long time. It is a very treacherous journey, and many foe have fallen.
You see that doesn't really help the situation because you pretty much just admitted that you murdered a bunch of people to get all this to sell this stuff.
Oh my!
2 gold.
Could you do 3?
What are we on?
2 gold and 50 silver.
That works for me.
He takes it and puts it away.
I have 2 battle axes. I'm sorry, this is just ridiculous.
I'll give you 10 gold for the pair.
That's fair. That's pretty fair. 10 for the pair. I have 3 long swords. One of them, I have to say, was originally my own. It has been very well kept and could fetch you a great price, especially if you state that it belonged to the warrior of the House of Aland. try and squeeze my way into that one a little bit.
He says you have 3 longswords.
3 longswords.
3. Okay. I will give you 10 gold for the 2. I'll give you 15 for this specialized name recognition longsword. If he pulls out a piece of paper, puts it on the ground, if you sign verifying that this is your longsword with your signature, so a bit of certification to be sure that
Collectors.
You know what? I'll do that. I'll sign it. It's very ornate, very, very beautiful. It's practiced.
Thank you. He puts it in and puts that in like you can notice it's a separate area than the other like general stuff, and he's probably gonna jack up the price on this a lot.
That's fine with me. It doesn't hurt my pockets.
I was gonna say that's for the next schlub to come in here.
Is there anything else?
Oh, there's a bit more, sir. I have a single great club. I was looking for maybe 1 silver on it.
That's doable. He takes the great club and puts the silver on the table.
I'm gonna keep the javelins. I got a single spear. Could you do half a gold?
I'll be right back. You guys keep going.
Yes. He puts another 50 silver down and takes the spear and kind of puts it behind the long counter.
I thought you were gonna say he'd mimic one of those sand people warriors with it just briefly before putting it somewhere else.
This is a professional store, sir.
That was an aside. You weren't supposed to hear that. But you know of whereof I speak. So excellent.
I have a war pick. I was looking for 2 gold.
Let's see if I can find that. He looks it over a little bit. 2 gold is a fair price. He puts 2 gold there.
Great axe for, let's call it 20.
15.
That's fair. You've been generous. Generous.
He gives you 15 gold.
Yep, I'll take the 15. I'm gonna keep the halberd. A maul for 5.
I actually have a customer that's looking for a maul recently. He's looking to have it enchanted. I'll give you 7.
I was gonna say 7, so I'll take that because I'm doing you a favor. Should I keep the hand axes, guys? What do you think?
Sell it all, man. I need some studded leather, dude.
If you're planning on using them because you can, if you want to use them at some point, I say keep them. But if you don't really intend on it, go ahead and sell those.
No, I already have the daggers. I was gonna keep that for my throwing.
Okay, then just sell the axes.
All right, I have 2 hand axes for. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I was pretty sure only you can use those anyway.
Well, if anyone can use simple weapons, they can use them.
Oh, that means I could use them.
Would you like them?
I don't think so. I have like a crossbow with a ton of bolts. I think I'll pass on that for now.
Okay.
Interesting differentiation between 3.5 and 5. Hand axes are counted as martial weapons in 3.5, and rogues cannot use them without specialization.
I thought for sure, based on how I know hand axes would be approximately in real life, that would be a no-no.
Well, it'd be kind of like a large hatchet.
No.
Yeah, or like a tomahawk or something.
Yeah. Let's do the 2 hand axes. I'll give you a deal and give them both to you for 5 gold.
I can agree with that. And he gives you 5 more gold.
Awesome.
Crap, I have to go find my... if you're going to be buying stuff, I need to find my magical items.
How much will you pay? Paper.
Yeah.
And I I'm going to pull it out and place it very gently on the table and slide it forward a little bit. This beautifully crafted dwarven thrower.
Hmm.
Oh man, I thought, as an aside to Frederick, I thought you were keeping that for you.
I can't use it. I'm not a dwarf.
Ah, if that's a dwarf specialization, we'd have to sell.
Exactly.
Unless you
Yeah.
want it.
He looks at it and says, "It's a very rare item. Well crafted." He kind of picks it up and says, "Man, the dwarves know what they were doing making these." He kind of thinks about it just a little bit, tries to figure out a good price where you'll sell it to him, but he's not going to be raked over the coals. I'll give you 500 gold.
I'll tell you what. I'll do you a favor, sir. You give me 400 and you fit this young mage here with a set of studded leather with no cost for the studded leather, and it's yours.
Studded leather's like 45 gold, man.
It's okay. This was free. You got this for free.
Shh. Says, you
I
know what?
murdered somebody for this. Chill.
I will take this. I'll give you a set of leather with a minor enchantment.
Oh, what's minor? Like +1 or
+1 or specialization in damage. What would you like?
like
Resistance to fire, resistance to lightning, resistance to cold, or just a plain +1?
Oh,
Ooh, take the +1, man, because if they can't hit you, it doesn't matter if you have resistance or not.
right. Okay, all right,
Exactly.
+1, right? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about an even trade, sir?
Yes.
What are we trading for that?
The dwarven thrower.
Oh,
300 gold plus this studded leather.
300 gold plus the studded leather with the enchantment?
Mm-hmm.
Deal. Done. Right there. 300 gold.
Okay, he gives you the +1, so it has an AC of 13 plus your dex modifier. And
No, it's got to be more than 13, man, because I'm hurt. Well, I don't know. I'll figure it out.
13 is the base armor class plus your dexterity modifier. So you would be... Your dex mod is... Hang on.
My dex 3, so 16. But when I blade song, I can add my intelligence. So that's going to be like 20.
Boom, right there, bud.
That's awesome.
Oh, dude.
This pleases Zulthar.
I am. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Give me a minute to do all these, to add all this up. If anyone else has anything that they want to sell, wait a minute. Do you buy gems, sir?
I buy a little bit of everything. I gotta find out how much gems cost. Oh god.
You told me they were worth 10 gold each.
That's correct.
Because I wrote it in my notes specifically.
Armor.
I'll pull up these 8 gems I have, put them on the table. I'm going to look in and I'm asking for 10 each because you could cut them and enchant them in jewelry and triple, nay, quadruple what you've made, what you sold them to them. I sold them to you for.
He reaches into his vest pocket and he pulls out a jeweler's glass and he checks each one very, very carefully. And he points. He says, "I'll take all but this one." And he points out this minute imperfection. I'll take the rest for 10. I'll take 8 for this one.
That's fair with me too. So that's 78.
Yes.
Whoa.
Okay. Now, riddle me this, sir. Do you deal in religious artwork?
I'm sure somebody does. I certainly will find someone to sell it.
I have these 5 art objects that we discovered in a delve to an underground city, long lost to the surface world.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh shit. Oh shit, that's not
Could
my
I,
good. That is my
could I
good
like
one.
assist him?
Okay, he kind of buys that you found these underground, not necessarily that they're part of an ancient civilization, but he's willing to listen to what you have to say.
I only know what one of them belongs to, and that's Abster.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Abster is the long lost god of truths that belong to the Lumbian people. Surely, anyone residing in this great city has heard of the Lumbian people and their long fought struggle centuries ago.
He's not really convinced. What are you asking for these?
I'll give you a deal on the lot of them. You give me 20 gold for all 5 of them, and they're yours.
15.
Can we do 17 and half a gold?
Have a go.
Deal. Puts the silver and the 17 on there.
Man.
Done. All right, I have nothing left to sell except for my gold.
Oh, I thought. Well,
You want to sell the plate? Oh wait, no. You're still wearing that. Never mind.
I was gonna say.
I'm gonna use the. Fuck. Should I sell the mithril? You know, I want to just like put it on the table and see what he'll offer me.
Oh God, man.
Well, let's just see what we get.
Dude, don't. It's
Well,
fucking mithril, man.
He said he could offer it, not that he would take what the man said. As an aside,
A magic item for everybody.
I'm working on it, guys.
this is more fun than I anticipated.
I'll pull the mithril out and I'll brush it off lightly and
I can clean that up too.
This beautiful mithril breastplate, guaranteed to protect anyone from even the most dangerous of strikes.
I haven't really seen something like this before. This is really just me buying myself some time to be able to pull up the correct PDF that I need.
You shouldn't have said that. We would have believed you.
He looks it over and he's testing it like heavily.
Actually, you can only send the chainmail.
He checks it over and he makes sure.
Instead of just checking it, sir, why don't you test it? Put it on and allow me to strike you, and I guarantee no harm will come to you.
I'm a healer, so no.
Well, no harm will come.
Yep.
No blade can pierce it.
He looks it over. He puts it on.
Oh God. Is he waiting for me to strike him?
And he holds out his hands. All right. Show me. Watch as you critical.
And then you kill the merchant.
This mithril sucks.
Oh God.
Let's hope not, okay?
Please, sweet baby Jesus, be on my side.
He's not
Which
defending himself. So
Which
it's
sword
better-
are you using?
I'm going to use my regular long sword, not the righteous avenger. And I'm only going to like half-heartedly strike him, but make it look magnificent. Fucking shit, 24 still.
Oh my God, man.
Roll for damage.
Dude, if you kill him, we're fucked.
5.
You take the sword.
It was meant to be a play strike, like a playful strike. No actual damage behind. I'm not trying to hurt him. It's a show thing.
You turn the blade just right, and kind of instinct takes over, and it kind of glances up and nicks him just a little bit in the side of the face. Ah! Well, he looks down. There's not even a mark on the arm. It's like, well, it protected the rest of me. Ow.
Perhaps if we could get a mithril helmet for you.
I'm quite good, thank you.
Lundgren, will you help this man, please?
Yeah, I could. How many hit points would you estimate that to be? I could just do 1 point of healing hands on him. I have like 4
that
a
would
day or
be
whatever.
enough. That'd be enough.
Okay.
And you put your hand kind of over the wound and you remove it in his gown. It's like, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll give you 1,000 gold.
1,000 gold, sir. That is an insulting offer for such a magnificent piece. I'll have to decline.
2,500.
Perhaps another time, sir, when you are, I guess, not in your cups.
4,000.
All right, guys, sidebar.
Okay.
Fucking sidebar. Do we do this?
I think you should fucking put it on, dude. I mean, if we get harder shit coming out, it's so fucking what? You know, it's like, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not a fighter, but
I mean, Tread can heal. I can heal.
You were like jumping at the +1 fucking studded leather for me, and now you got mithril for yourself, and you're like, yeah, I don't need it.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, though. Like, it'll give me a +10 to my AC, but like at the same time, I'm scared of what he'll actually throw at us.
Yeah, but that's like meta gaming or whatever the fuck they call it, right?
Metagaming is good at sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Let's weigh out the benefits. Right. Mithril plate, higher AC for me. I'm a frontliner. That's great.
It is.
But 4,000 gold for the party. I mean, fuck.
It could buy magic items.
I can buy you 100.
One OP player.
Say again?
It could buy us magic items for everybody as opposed to one OP armor set.
And I already have that fucking incredible sword.
I mean, think of it this way, dude. We're lucky we got the bag of holding, right? So we can do this shit like every fucking, whenever we kick butt. I don't know.
Right.
Fuck.
Based on the benefit.
Let's hold on to the mithril plate. We're going to hold on to the mithril breastplate.
I was going to say, let's hold on to it while we find out what else he can give us.
Yes. Okay.
He can give us some magic items for everybody. That way everyone has something better instead of just one really, really good item.
Fair. We'll hold on to it right now. We'll come back to it. I'll tell him. I'll take it back. I'll put it in the bag of holding and go. Let us shop around and think on it a little bit, and we'll come back to you.
All right.
I'm gonna need that number though. That deal. I'm gonna need that in writing right now.
He writes down a small receipt and says that it would be 4,000 for the mithril chess piece for sale, or trade to an undetermined amount of items if to be negotiated later.
Yeah. Right. You guys, do you want to figure out what you want to give me a minute to do some calculations on how much?
The whole time you've been selling, Tread has just been wandering, looking at different things, looking for something good.
Oh, fuck.
Do I need to make some kind of check to find something?
There are a number of both mundane and magical items. They're they're sectioned off in parts of the store, but yeah, roll a search check. Specifying what you're actually looking for.
Like all of us.
Investigation or perception?
If you're what you want to look for scales it down to what I actually have to look up. So give me investigation.
Oh boy. I'm looking at random non-magical knickknacks.
All right.
Okay, no offense on the seashell thing, but I was really hoping to get something a little more manly, man. This fucking seashell is driving me nuts. Cool. So I don't know.
You could pass it to what's his name, Frederick, and get another sword.
I only have my one other long sword, unfortunately.
I'm saying you can transfer the seashell sword over to Frederick, and you can purchase another one here that's more to your taste.
Oh, well, I was thinking of maybe trading. I mean, he'd probably somebody will come in and like it, but it just doesn't fit me.
I do have one question though. So, do you guys want me to keep the gold as like party funds, or you want me to divide it evenly?
For now, let's just say it's party.
Yeah.
With the amount you've gotten, you probably be able to get a pretty good replacement sword for the seashell one without it really having to pass out the party. So it's an option. You could sell it if you really wanted to, but with the amount of gold I think you guys just got out of the sky, you could probably still keep some of these items without having to. Just my preference is like, I have a magical item, it can be used. Maybe not have to sell it, but that's just me. I've my other character. I've got like 6 magical items just strapped to me, and I'm not selling any of them.
Yeah, you don't need to use them all the time, but hey, they might come in handy later.
Yeah,
one's a talking sword. Not all that handy. It's just a basic long sword with a +1.
But it talks.
I think we should keep it. Just because it's a nice. Right, you don't have to use it. If we can find something that you like that's better for you, that you like more, then we could just buy that here. Same as for like any of us with like trying to search for herbs for alchemy or some weapons or armor. Or, I didn't even really give 2 thoughts to this, really.
You could even give it to Tread Skull because this is not a metal blade; it's a seashell. Just this massive seashell.
I forgot about that. It's sharpened shell. That's right.
Is it a long sword?
It's a scimitar.
Yeah.
I think I can use scimitars.
Is that a simple or a finesse weapon?
I can use scimitars.
I'm not sure.
Can or can't?
Can.
He can. Okay, cool.
What's it do?
It is a +2.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on, I got my loot stuff over here. If I remember correctly, it is a +2 scimitar, 1d6 +2 for basic damage. It was owned by Water Elemental Chieftain, and I don't have any of my stuff here. And it makes you kind of immune to changes in temperature. Down to negative however many degrees Fahrenheit, up to like 120. But wait, no, that's not it. That's right. Here it is. It is Water Elemental Chieftain Scimitar, Temperate, 1d6 +2. Those are its stats.
Yeah, I could totally use that. I mean, when I'm not, a raptor.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm going to need to replace it. How do we go about figuring out?
I could offer you the quarterstaff.
Yeah, I might as well keep the sword.
You could see what's available, which you roll decently well. You find a couple of masterwork scimitars, and this place offers some that are enchanted, depending on what your preference is.
Okay.
Quick question. How much does the mithril breastplate weigh?
I forgot how much it was. It's not significantly less. It's like half of a normal breastplate.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
No, I'm just trying to remember. It's like, what is that?
I feel like 10 pounds then.
Yeah, hang on. I also have that written down here. Come on.
So you said they were like, huh?
I mean, if you want to find something, you can ask the cashier. He's right there.
I'm just not sure. Yeah, I'll keep it for now. I'm gonna have to think about what the hell I want to replace it with.
We have a number of swords, and there are a couple other places in the city that would sell other items. We're just the largest and most prominent.
Okay.
If you're really looking for something exotic or a bit more niche, you might want to try Sweet Tea's shop. Northeastern part of the city. Follow the main thoroughfare that way, and
Well, actually, how much would a masterwork scimitar cost?
that's about without anything.
Because maybe I could buy the sword from you, and I can go over to this other place you're talking about, and maybe get it enchanted.
Your basic scimitar is gonna run about 25. Masterwork is gonna double the price, so it's about 50 gold for one.
50. I'm pretty sure I got that. All right, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna buy the scimitar. So masterwork. Master.
That makes it +1.
Masterwork makes it. Oh, really? I thought that was like separate. Okay.
I'm going a bit hybrid between 5e and 3.5 with this.
Okay. Okay. So minus 50 GP. Cool.
He takes the coins, puts it in the where he's been taking them from. He gets off of the wall and hands you this very standard, but still well made, with a little bit of embellishments on the guard. This nice scimitar, not big old falchion like, kind of like the one that you currently have, but more of a thinner version. More.
Well, actually, there was a specific shape I was kind of looking for. I don't know if I.
Is it like one with a really big wide blade, or one with a kind of narrow blade?
I had like this weird shape to it. Is there a way I can draw anywhere on it?
Freehand on the left-hand side underneath the eye. You can draw over here outside. That's not what I want. You can draw over here outside the city.
Out over here, out
to the right-hand side.
Whoa. Okay, so it was kind of like the handle, and then it. Shit, how the hell did it go? It was like straight, then it came around, went back a little bit, and it was something like that.
Oh, a khopesh.
Oh, is that what? Shit. All right, well, never mind. I guess I'll take whatever the hell he's giving me. I don't know.
A khopesh is scimitar-like, but
Egyptian, basically.
It's kind of like an axe and a sword had a baby.
Yeah. I don't know.
I like that explanation.
Right.
I mean,
on the nose.
I mean, if you want, if it's just, we can just make it a visual, different thing.
But yeah, yeah, that would be cool. So if I could get something like that from him,
says it'll be the same stats, 1d6 +1.
right?
He takes off slightly more awkward scabbard, and he hands over the capeche to you. It's still well crafted with a little bit of embellishment on the hilt and the scabbard itself, and it's like, thank you for your business.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Woo.
So it'd be possible to further enchant this, right?
Yes.
I mean, the plus one isn't gonna. Okay, cool.
The plus one isn't going to go anywhere. The according to the rules in 3.5, masterwork weapon is required to add any enchantment to an item.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
So, about weapons, for me personally, I don't know. I was thinking of trying to get like alchemy herbs and or armor to make me not so squishy. Because as far as I'm going, I'm rocking basically just regular leather armor.
Okay, he says we have a number of items. He shows kind of the padded studded, which is pretty much the exact same thing.
Okay.
You can wear up to light armor, correct?
I think so, yeah. Let's see real quick.
For Warlock?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just light.
Yeah, just light armor, that's it.
Okay, so you're in the same, roughly the armor class as Yoan.
Yep.
So, well, we have another number of studded leathers, various benefits, some specialized, some not.
About the specialized, how specialized?
You can go for different types of damage, general protectiveness, having damage of certain types, poison, acid, things like that.
Okay.
Fire, lightning, cold, holy, necrotic.
Okay, so what's the best general piece of leather armor that you would have?
That would be a basic plus 1 to 5. The higher you go, the more expensive it is.
Okay, so if I were to buy like your generalized plus 3, how much would that be?
About 2,000.
Whew, 2,000. Okay,
Yeah.
and plus 2?
About 1,000.
Okay.
The enchantment gets much harder to do the higher it is. Plus ones will put it roughly around 100, but then it gets more specialized because you have to start to layer them, and the process gets more in depth and tricky.
I see. Okay. All right, I'll table that issue for now. We can come back to that. Do you have any alchemy supplies like herbs and tinctures and things like that?
Yes, we have we point off to the what would be your right, his left, and it says we have a number of just general supplies and a few potions on the wall over there.
Okay. I will come back to that armor bit later, and I will go take a look at the potion area to see if I can buy some things.
Okay, so you find like general healing potions, a few other items, and oddly enough, a weird couple of jugs, and things of that nature.
Okay. So to add to the supplies, like with herbs and things like that, is that like a standard price? Like if I bought them out or like bought half their stock, how much would that be roughly?
A lot.
Okay. I knew this was like the big general store, but
one of the other things that you see there is this kind of silvery pot among the alchemy things.
Now, how much for the silver pot here?
Well, that an alchemy pot that is 50 gold.
50 gold. Oof.
What do you need a pot for, dude?
What does it do?
Yeah, what does it do? That's what I want to know. What does it do?
It summons a certain amount of uh, food or liquid. Frederick would know it more of a. It's like an alchemy jug or an alchemy jar,
Okay.
but it's a pot.
Okay.
And so it can summon a certain amount of things per day, up to a certain volume, and it recharges every day.
So it's a magic. So it's a magic item,
Yes.
obviously. Okay. So
It also add +1 to your AC if you wear it on your head.
Plus,
oh really? Really? You know what? I'll take it.
+1 to your.
50 GP?
50 GP. Yes.
I'll take it.
Oh my god. Oh.
Do you have the 50 gold, or is this coming from party funds?
No, I have the 50 gold. I'd be down to my silver, but that's okay.
Did you buy other armor, or are you just going for the +1?
Oh, what was the
I
name
was-
of that other place he was telling me to go to?
He said Sweet Tea's shop.
Sweet Tea. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, as far as a +1 to that, like studded armor, that seems to be a bit much for 1K. Not that it's not worth it. I wonder if we could bargain with this man. Well, no, I mean like not on price, but if he would take other items that we're to find in our travels, for instance. We could trade to him.
Are you asking this to Ferdinand Guteau, or are you just asking the party in general?
Well,
Wait, he's like a tab or something?
no, like if we could figure out what he's interested in, that we could trade to him later, so it would be like that plus a bit of gold instead of the full price.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
We could try and open a line of credit.
Oh dear. We could, but if we all die, we can't pay.
Well, if you're dead, it doesn't matter.
If we're dead, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have a smoke. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. So
As you do this, a group of bandits bust in and burns the whole place down. That
Everything
doesn't happen.
available.
no. Okay. So
Sorry.
I bought the So I think Tread is intimating we'd be free to loot this place. Then the chaos. Then
I mean, if something broke in and burned everything down, yeah.
if we put out the fire and killed the metaphorical bandits in this scenario, then we could get a great price on everything in here for defending the shop.
You could also kill Guteau too and blame it on the bandits.
I'm not like that. That would be terrible. The innocent need to be protected. Confound it.
We just became a chaotic evil party.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's craziness. Don't be doing that.
For going
This is only-
chaotic evil, I'm gonna have to step away.
Murder hobo!
This is only my second campaign. I'm not getting a handle on just the regular characters. I don't want to be hunted if I can't mentally handle it. Okay, so tempting to be 1 to 2 ticks, but that's all. More serious for a minute.
Rocks fall from the
I don't
sky
really-
and everyone dies.
You're really enjoying this, ain't you?
Yeah, this is actually more interesting than I thought it would be.
Apparently. Okay. So I wasn't really thinking about stuff because I have like normal weapons I use and normal armor. Basically, for me to get an increase in AC is all I'm looking for. Okay, so with the silvery head pot, we're all right with that.
In my long
I
line
don't
of
know,
attempting to
there's-
turn you into Johnny Appleseed.
Okay, so as far as like I don't know. I'll have to research this, but as far as like alchemy supplies and how alchemy works, as far as how many supplies I would need to make potion, how long it takes to make potion, because I'd like to buy at least a teensy bit of supplies while we're here so that we don't have to keep coming back. How many herbs could I get for, say, like 20 silver?
Like a few dried handfuls. Probably enough for maybe a couple of potions. But not like high-end potions.
Okay, so simple potions. Okay. That's 2 dried handfuls?
They come in small bags, so it's just like 2 little things.
Okay, so 2 herb bags.
Yeah.
Okay, so 20 silver. It's just down to 114. Okay, so the head pod increases my AC by 1. Oh, that really gets me. I don't want to spend 25% of what's a substantial profit on just one piece of armor for me. That seems ridiculous.
You have to think in terms of as a group instead of just, oh, it's one person doing something.
I know. Which is why I'm saying I don't want to do it.
I'm saying that that's the wrong way to think about it. If you serve a particular purpose, such as, for example, my character is one of the frontline fighters in the campaign. We spend a decent amount of money to get both him and the fighter better AC so that we could be better frontline fighters. If you are in the back and you suddenly just get taken out and your support is no longer there, how does that help the party?
It doesn't. Okay, so you mean to say that since I'm not in the party by myself, I shouldn't make this decision by myself?
Yeah, you should definitely take up this conversation with the rest of your party.
Okay, so I'll talk to the rest of the party about it. This conversation that I've been having in my head but was out loud for the rest of the internet. So, like, what do you guys think if I could get, say, the +1 leather armor for 1K?
No, that was the +2.
That was the +2 armor for 1K. Okay, so that's to AC?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's a +1. It's the basic leather armor,
Okay.
which is pretty much the exact same thing that so studded leather with a +1 would put you about 100, 150 gold. +2 increases that to a lot more, which is about 1,000. And then +3 is 2,000, and it goes up from there exponentially. Mainly because of the products involved and the materials used and the layering of enchantments and the higher quality of leather required to do it.
Okay. So, going to be 1K for a +2, which if I wore the silvery head pot would get my AC up to 14. Would, based on what role I've been in the party, for instance, for so far, that be something an acceptable expense for you guys?
I believe so.
Okay.
I'd be willing to go along with that, just because you've been mid-range.
I mean, he has almost had his face caved in with a hammer twice.
Well, that's different.
I forgot about that. Our beloved DM has been taken as keeping track of my near-death experiences and how many times I've been shot by arrows. This is apparently a lot more than I remember.
You've been hit a lot with arrows. Arrows are like your bane. The general party's bane is doors. Your bane is arrows and ranged attacks.
Man. Ouch. Okay. So Leather armor +2 to AC.
How much leather armor +2?
Yeah.
That is 1,000 gold.
Well, why don't you get studded leather +1? It's the same.
No, that is studded. That is studded leather.
Oh, studded leather +2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's studded +2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it'd be 14 plus your dex.
Studded leather +2. You said it'd be 14 plus my dex?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, which is 0.
So 14.
Oh, so wait a minute. If I were to wear the holy head pot, that would make my AC 15?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so crap. Okay, so I made some general notes down in the equipment area about what's doing what about the AC, but I'll adjust my armor class in the little AC box now.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lundgren, do you have any gold to put towards that or no?
He literally just paid all of it for the alchemy pot.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 114 silver, which you can certainly have if you'd like.
That's 14 gold.
Okay, do you want me to take the 114 silver off?
No, let's wait till the end.
Okay.
Let's wait till the end and we'll figure out what we owe. And I'll do a little talking.
I could do talking.
Is there anything you want?
I'm not sure what there is that could suit Tread right now.
Well, didn't
Looking around, I don't know.
Yoan give you his seashell sword?
I don't know. Did he?
He hasn't done that yet. He bought a capash, but he
right.
But he didn't hand over the sword yet, so
not just yet. He was wondering. I think he was wondering what to do about it, so that's okay. As far as, let's see. As far as Tread, I wonder when we have that would suit a druid. As far as that goes, we'd have to ask the shopkeeper.
He would have been walking around and probably ask somebody if they had anything more his style.
And that's mostly like wooden items and leather, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, not really any armor. That's the thing. He doesn't wear armor.
Okay.
Oh.
Really just weapons.
Or just like magic items that can help him out.
Like what? Intelligence?
Yeah. Out of character, something that improves its intelligence, something like bracers of defense, or something along those lines. Maybe something that could improve his wild shape ability a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know of an item that does the wild shape.
But I do know bracers of defense are a thing. And they're specifically for characters that don't use armor.
I'm actually right around where they are. So there might be something. There's a bag of tricks. There is.
Is that a legitimate item?
That's a legitimate item. There is bracers of defense. Just wearing these bracers, you gain +2 to AC if you're wearing no armor and using no shield.
So it basically functions as a shield.
Yes.
But then I'd have an open hand.
True.
That would actually be better for my quarterstaff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What does the bag of tricks do?
Let me check that out. I can read it for you. Bag of tricks. This ordinary bag, made from gray, rust, or tan cloth, appears empty. Reaching inside the bag, however, reveals the presence of a small, fuzzy object. The bag weighs a half a pound. You can use an action to pull the fuzzy object from the bag and throw it 20 feet. When the object lands, it transforms into a creature you determine by rolling a d8.
What the
I want it. How much?
Okay. Do you want a gray, rust, or a tan one?
Um,
Let's just put it 100, 200, and 300 from gray, rust to tan. Oh, sorry, the tan one's going to be probably more about 1,000.
oh Jesus. The cheap one.
Okay. The gray bag of tricks. So 100 gold.
I have 90.
How
10
much-
for the party funds, please.
All right, so that's
You
1,000.
could sell your turtle shield.
Would that cover it?
Yeah, it's a strange item, and it's definitely, come on, who doesn't want to buy a
Sold.
turtle shield? Okay. So add the gray bag of tricks to your inventory. Rolling with 1d8, you'll either get a weasel, a giant rat, a badger, a boar, a panther, a giant badger, a dire wolf, or a giant elk.
I love that there are badgers. That is perfect.
I
Okay,
have a
so
bag of badgers.
I was gonna say, can I just get only badgers? As I sit here with my Hufflepuff coffee mug.
okay, so I'm trying to figure out if I made an error in calculation. You said that studded leather +2 ups my AC by 2.
No. Studded leather has a base armor class of 12 plus your dexterity modifier. A +2 studded would be a 14 plus your dex modifier.
Okay, so +2 studded +2 equals 14 plus my dex. Okay.
But since you have none, is 14 plus the pot puts you at AC of 15.
Okay.
Welcome to Economics Simulator 101 Dungeons and Dragons Edition.
Yep. Okay. Nah, it won't get blasted as often by arrows.
So you think?
Well, I shouldn't say that. I probably won't. Okay, so I can't think of any weapons that I would need or want to have because I'm pretty much a spellcaster.
Is there anything you want to offload?
Let me think. Most of my stuff is like tools, books, and supplies. So, no.
Okay.
I forgot to read the old books that we got from that underground church.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about those books. Damn it.
Maybe I could like situate myself in the corner and have people tell me when it's time to leave and pull one of those out, take a look just briefly.
Okay. You can do that.
Okay, I'll do that.
What is everyone else doing?
We're still in that guy's shop.
Yes, I do have a question.
Yes.
Could I wear a robe over my armor and gain the benefits of the robe?
Technically, that's what a tabard is.
I'm playing with a weasel right now.
Good, I would say, since it's armor, then it's a tabard, and then you can also wear a coat over that. I would say possibly you could get the benefits of a robe wearing it over all your stuff.
Well, I'm just curious because I wanted to get a robe of useful items.
Oh boy, that's gonna run a lot.
A robe of useful items
nuts.
is stuffed with
Mhm.
things.
It's an uncommon, wondrous item.
Oh, it's a wondrous item. I'm pretty sure in comparison to wondrous items, we're broke.
Don't you guys have an immovable rod?
No.
Okay,
Not
that was
that.
my.
Endless rope, I think.
We have-
We have a magic rope.
Yeah,
The
the fucking
climbing rope.
Rope of climbing, yeah, whatever that is.
Oh yeah, the rope of climbing.
I don't think I'd want to sell that though.
It's the most useful item that we have, actually. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
that's
I
not
pulled
what
a badger out of my bag.
the thing should have gotten like half our experience by now.
badgers can't pull levers on the other side of portcullises unless you communicate with them to tell them so. But I don't know how strong badgers are.
He's
So
a
you
druid.
can communicate with animals. That's right. Okay.
What
Well, let's keep the rope anyway.
What exactly is sweet tea? What do they deal with?
They deal with a little bit more niche items, but like more wondrous items, maybe a bit more legendary. This is kind of like this is general, but if you really kind of don't want to shop here, you can shop at somewhere else.
So they're not really like an enchanter.
This place does enchanting, but they could also do enchanting there as well.
Oh,
So you
okay.
can shop around.
So it might be better to go to the specialty shop if you want higher level, more powerful magic juju jazz. I would say.
I would say that the robe of useful you could get one for 100 gold.
I could get a robe of useful items for 100 gold.
It'll have one of every patch instead of two.
I'm sorry, say again?
You'll have one of every patch instead of two. But so you'll only get one dagger, bullseye lantern, steel mirror, 10-foot pole, hempen rope, and sack.
And would I also have the additional 44 patches, or?
That'd be 2d2, just half of
You know,
compared to.
that's still not a bad gig. For 100 gold?
Yeah, it's not all that. Well, I know it's useful, and
Well, what if I wanted a full-on 2 of each and 44?
that would put it up to about 1,000.
Oh, fucking shit. Okay. Let me think on that. Because it's not really necessary.
Do they have any like
Well, just-
spell storing items?
Oh, like scroll rings.
I was gonna say like the God, what are they called? Like pearls of power or something like that. Like
Pearl-
Oh wow, I remember. Yeah,
like you sink a spell into it, and you
Orbs,
can use it
orbs.
without expending a slot on a different day. Spell gem, I think it's called.
Spell
that
jam.
stores the spell for you. Okay.
Like Space Jam, but better.
Do they have any other stat boosting things here, like Tread was talking about? Things that'll be useful to us inside and outside of combat?
There's a lot of things in here. You just have to figure out what you're looking for. Like what skill set you want to boost, what thing you want to have, so that way I can narrow it down.
Okay.
What kind of magic rings do they have?
They have a number. They have things such as rings of swimming, ring of the ram, telekinesis. There's a few other ones there. You just have to really specify more of what you want.
How about ring of spell storing? I was just looking for that. Exactly the one I wanted.
Okay. Ring store spells cast into it, holding them until the tune wearer uses them. The ring can store up to 5 levels worth of spells at a time. When found, it contains 1d6.
Charges.
Yes. 1 level of store spell chosen by Je suis. Or c'est moi. Okay. Let's see. 500 gold for ring of spell storing.
I really think it's worth it. I say to the party, how much is 500 gold as I hold up this ring?
Just gotta pull up a couple other resources. Wait, one.
I mean, I don't have the money for it myself, so Tread's going to the group.
Oh, we have
What kind of total, or what do we have for like group money right now?
548 gold, but we're gonna have to figure something out because that was predominantly used up in the earlier. But we can trade the mithril, and we have a wand of enfeeblement, if I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Yoan
right.
has that one, I think.
That
Yeah.
one's worth some money.
Yeah, what's that thing worth?
Hang on. I gotta find that again.
Bouncing through the list.
Oh man,
You know what? My guy's gonna be good. He doesn't need anything right now. He'll see what comes down the line.
you can always come back to the shop after we've, as an aside to the group, not to the storekeeper, who I think we've spooked enough at this point. We can always see what we've
Would it be a fair
can
trade?
bump off and come back. A fair trade for?
I was thinking if I could get the +1 leather bumped up to like +2 for the wand.
Oh.
Is that like
you
not
might be able.
I don't know.
That would be enough.
That would be fair. All right.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So you now have a +2 studded leather.
So that's 14 plus dex. Blah blah blah.
So it
Mhm.
should be 17.
What?
It should be 17.
17 plus dex?
No. 17.
No.
With the yeah.
Right. He's got a +3 dex modifier, unlike some of us, meaning me. Ha. Whenever I get my second ability score improvement, other than charisma and constitution, I might want to look into that to make it so I can't get hit as easily.
I just
what my archetype or whatever the hell they call it now.
Okay, the spell Ring of Spell Storing has illusory script stored in it. One cast of illusory script, one cast of jump, and I have to re-roll that. Never mind.
What the fuck?
Oops.
Blah.
And one silent image.
one cast of wish.
Wait,
No, that would be if he's selling that for 500 gold. We ripped him off.
Oh no, that's what we fucking need, man. Whoops, I don't know. This is live, right?
This is live.
Sorry,
YouTube
everybody. Internet.
YouTube has hurt us all.
We should probably try to invest in like a scroll of resurrection or raise dead or some kind of.
Whenever I get level 5, I'm planning on taking Revivify so I can possibly take care of that issue.
Oh, that soon, huh? All right.
Yeah. As a celestial patron warlock, I can do Vivify at 3rd level slot if I want to.
Okay.
Which, if I can get to somebody within a minute after they've kicked it, I'd say that'd be reasonably useful.
This
Right.
means I have to keep you away from their corpse for 10 hours.
If you have to keep away from their corpse for 10 hours, I'm probably going to be another pile to the corpse.
I don't. Is that all I had? Was that wand of enfeeblement?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh man.
We got some stuff, but we didn't get a lot of stuff.
Okay, so did you buy the ring or not?
I was running it by the group to see if that was in the cards because I don't have the money for that.
How
I
much is it?
bought my bag.
It's about 100.
Oh yeah, that's fine. We can still
100 for the ring?
100 for the ring, yes.
Whoa.
Oh,
That's not bad at all.
I was going to say I thought you had said something else, but okay.
There's 100 for the ring. And Ralph, you traded your wand to bump up your armor, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually just found something. The only magic item I've ever seen that could actually help Wild Shape. It's called Insignia of Claws from Horde of the Dragon Queen. It gives you a +1 bonus to attack rolls and damage rolls with unarmed strikes and natural weapons. And those attacks are considered magical.
Huh. Okay. Does that
question
mean
is-
you're
It says
reconsidering the other?
It says wondrous item uncommon. I'd be willing to trade something of mine. I do have that quarterstaff.
Keep the quarterstaff, man. It lets you go first.
Yeah, it's a +2 to initiative. I'd keep that.
Yeah, but I
can
already
assure-
have +4 to initiative.
I can assure you that they do not have that item here in the store, but other stores might have it.
So we'd have to go to the specialty shop and check it out.
Exactly. Would they be able to direct me somewhere where I could find something like that?
The next biggest store is Sweet Teas.
I toss off that initiative for something else, man.
That's exactly what I was thinking. 'Cause
Okay.
the initiative bonus is great. I love that.
But yeah,
But extra damage and bonus to attacks. The one thing that sucks about my wild shapes, especially right now, I do get a lot of attacks, but they have low bonuses and low damage.
Oh,
Right.
okay. So you're looking to get the power.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, would the effects of that magical item transfer over to you while you're in your wild shape form?
That is a fair point, would it?
Because if I remember,
It's a ring, correct? Or is it a
Uh,
necklace?
it just says insignia of claws. I have no idea.
If it's an insignia, you have
Let
to
me look it
wear
up.
it. So
because if you read about the druid's wild shape, it doesn't say anything about magical items being able to be used, because your armor and everything is absorbed when you wild shape. And so that would make sense that it's absorbed and not used.
Well, it does say you can choose if your items are absorbed. And you could be wearing them if it makes sense. If it were a necklace, that could make sense. Just a raptor wearing a necklace.
if it's insignia, I think of it as like the
is my butt
little-
look big in this necklace?
little communicators from Star Trek that they would tap to communicate with each other. And it's like a symbol, but it's usually on clothes.
Yeah,
Hang on, let me just check a few more things.
purely your discretion.
Yeah, it's completely up to you whether you want to give me unlimited power or not.
Okay.
I will not be disappointed if you say no.
I'm
already
going to say no for now because I haven't done enough research on that particular thing, but it sounds like it is in and of itself a worn item.
Mhm.
It's just that it has jewels. But is it enough jewels and metal settings to interfere with your wild shape?
Gotcha. Fair enough.
I mean, we'd have to go to that other shop to try to get this thing anyway.
That's an oddly specific thing.
Yeah, it is. Oh,
It is.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I could raise a hand and is wondering if we're done here. As a look up for my reading. We don't have to be. I'm just wondering.
Oh, you mean for the night?
No, I mean in this shop.
Just
if we
this
plan to
shop.
if we're done shopping here for now, at least. It's fine if we're not.
How much are potions of healing? Just basic.
Just a basic potion of healing. Let me just check some things.
Come on.
Okay.
Oh, this was the.
I'll be right.
Just for a basic potion of healing is going to be about 50 GP apiece.
50 what?
50 gold.
Oh, for each of us?
No, for one
One potion.
one potion of healing.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, wait. One. Oh, that's the seashell. Okay.
Let me get 16.
16 potions of healing.
16 potions of healing.
6. Holy crap.
That's 800.
Okay.
16.
All right. So I guess we will settle up now.
Yes.
I will trade in my mithril plate
Oh
for 4,000.
no, dude.
We can't afford even half the crap that we just bought without doing this.
Oh. Okay.
You could always come back and buy it again.
Well, I don't. Yeah, fuck
I'll
it.
get it for 8,000. I'm not going to pay 8,000 for that. I'll just go murder someone and take another one.
D&D problem solved with violence.
So he's going to give me 4,000 for the mithril, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And well, I think he's frozen. Obviously.
Oh, Steven's internet died.
Oh man.
You said give him a second.
Okay. I kind of gathered that he's stuck.
I wasn't sure if anybody else was getting the message or not.
I don't have like Facebook open while we do this because I need to focus on DMing.
Right? Yeah. I get these little pop-ups and it's like I don't know where the hell they're coming from. I even emailed like Spybot, asked them if they knew what the heck it was, but
just in the using Windows 10.
yeah.
Okay, that generally happens. They have Windows notification, whether it's for anything like your messages. If you've connected it with, I have it with Discord when on the Windows 10 device that I use. It pops up as like a message notification from like the computer, but it's from like Discord or somewhere else. So if you have your Facebook connected into like their account software, it will pop it up for you.
Huh.
Usually that doesn't happen to me. I'm usually in Facebook when I have message notifications, or I get them through my phone, which
Right.
I don't have with me right now. Oh, you're back, Craig.
Yep.
Awesome. Oh. Is there any other items you want me to look up on the fly to find out about them?
I can't think of anything else.
I mean, if our money's already spent, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless we were to sell the armor.
Which you actually are doing now.
We already
to do
did that.
Oh, okay, my bad. I missed that.
Yes.
Yeah, I was kind of.
In order to do this, you have to sell the armor.
Gotcha.
Whoop. Looks like Steven's not. Oh, there we go. It's back again.
Bono.
Okay.
Hey, sorry.
Is that all right?
Internet died. I fixed it though. See? Internet. Damn, told you. Alright. That would be 2,100 gold that the gentleman owes us.
Okay. He hands over. He puts the piles of gold there like poker chips. Pushes it toward you. Pleasure doing business. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Oh yes. Are Are there any classes of items that you would be particularly interested in obtaining that we may be able to help you with?
Not that I can think of. There's no orders that aren't being filled except for the mall that you brought in.
Okay. So this wealthy patron of yours, let's say, does he ask for enchanted malls and other types of weapons a lot?
I mean, this is a random adventure. They want a particular thing. They put it in a consignment. It would have taken a week or two to get a new one either made or shipped in and then enchanted. This saves us a lot of time.
Okay. So you've got it pretty well handled here then.
Yes, we're the largest store selling any items on this crossroads.
Okay. Maybe if we have any exceedingly rare finds, we could come back and see if you're interested sometime later. That'd be much later, though.
I look forward to it.
So do we.
All right, let's go fill that bag back up, dude.
We got to go to that other specialty shop to see. I mean, well, we'll have to keep that on the table for now. That sweet tea shop for enchantments and things like that, which we'll have to do later. Because right now we're approaching flat broke. We need to go either find hordes of treasure or kill loads of evil NPCs and take their things.
I mean, you can still shop around.
Yeah, we have money to shop now.
You guys have 2,100 gold.
Okay.
To be exact, we have 2,648 gold and 151 silver for party funds.
Okay.
Okay.
Though some members have taken large loans out. I'm just kidding.
Well, no, it's the truth.
Right, so what are you guys doing now?
That's why I was so keen on discussing it after I realized what was going on, because I needed to make sure it was for a good enough cause, because I knew how much it was going to cost.
You know, the survival of the party is the most important thing.
You can't sell any more stuff if you're dead.
But I can still sell your stuff for you. All right.
You have a dire elk now.
I was going to say, while you guys are talking and trying to figure things out, Tread's just sitting there on a giant elk with a weasel on his head next to a boar.
I see somebody's having fun, Tread. Good.
Don't use all of them.
So
I think it does. I think it runs out.
I just said too late.
I'm just checking, trying to check that now. It's
I can do 3 a day. That's
bag of
it.
tricks. Oh, okay.
Based on how amused you are, I'm pretty sure I realize now why you said you had to have it.
I mean, it fits him so perfectly, though.
Yeah.
I just imagine a proud lizard man wearing furs sitting on top of an elk with just the cutest little weasel sitting on his head. And then there's a boar.
yeah.
So how does this work? Do you just pull something out of the bag and throw it, and it becomes this thing?
If anyone was watching him, he pulls a little fuzzy ball out of the bag, throws it, and it turns into an animal.
That's pretty
creature
creepy.
is friendly to you and your companions. And it acts on your turn. You can use a bonus action to command how the creature moves and what action it takes in its next turn, or give it general orders such as to attack your enemies. In the absence of such orders, the creature acts in a fashion appropriate to its nature.
So I could pet the weasel or whatever he has.
You can pet the weasel.
He's on my head and I'm on a giant elk.
Okay. Well, I'm a little short for that. Maybe I could just pat the elk a little bit.
What?
Hey, I was thinking of something. Would there be some kind of you know how I'm trying to do this whole thing with my familiar and the weapon, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
What about something like if he's out there outside of the weapon, and if he was gonna die, have him go back into the sword?
To my understanding. Yeah. To my understanding, familiars with wizards are you can summon them, They can die, but you can summon them again. It's just that they're not available for like a day.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Alrighty.
They like morph back to their little plane of existence,
Fucking.
little pocket dimension.
That sounds like fun.
This bag
Really,
of
it
holding
does.
is the most useful thing ever. It
Yeah,
just has all of our potions in it.
Yeah.
You
And a
get
big
mugged
ass
and
rope.
lose it.
so you
I
got
will
16 of
fucking-
those.
Yeah, I got 16 potions of healing, so everyone can have 4 if they'd like to hold on to them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay, so everyone gets 4 potions of healing. They heal 2d4 plus 2.
2,
Okay.
4 plus.
4. Potion of healing. 2d4 plus 2. Okay.
Alright.
All right.
Roughly what time is it in the game?
It's about. It took a long time to get here. It's mid-afternoon.
Okay, so time to possibly begin like finding a place.
I was gonna say I thought it was night already.
Oh, weren't
Does
we on some
anyone-
caravan or something?
No. Well, kind of.
I thought we were going with the other people from town to like wherever we ended up as with.
No, we're with Sir Algrim and the emissaries from the king.
Okay, because I thought Sir Algrim and everybody else was with the people from my town who are headed east to escape.
No,
They're
you're
heading to
wherever-
this town. They're heading
Yeah.
to this town.
Okay, but
You're-
they're not
you're-
here yet.
No, they're here. Your people were Sir Algrim and the troop, who you belong to now, by the way. You're a member of that group.
Yep.
Were providing them protection to the city. Now that they're here, they are no longer under the protection of Sir Algrim and the House of Aland. And it is time to begin probably finding some place, maybe hit up a specialty store. If one of y'all wanted to find a specialty store real quick.
Hmm.
Do you want to go to Sweet Teas?
Yes.
Yes or no? Okay.
The special
Dessert.
enchantment store.
Oh, specialty store. Okay.
Couldn't hurt to look.
Okay. Or does it? Anyway, so you go along the northeastern path. The farther you get toward the edge of the city, the less grand the buildings become, and you see a rather decent storefront. It's definitely not as imposing as the Mystic Theater, but it is well cared for, and it says Sweet Tea Shop.
Let's go inside then.
All right. So you walk in. It's a much darker interior. There's not as many windows. There's a couple of lights that have not been lighted, despite that it's still a bit mid-afternoon, but the shadows cast here are not enough to be allowed for a lot of sunlight to come in. So it's kind of a darker interior. There's a bar that serves as a cashier station, and there are more shelves behind it than there are in front of it. So this kind of little bespectacled man comes out and says, "Can I help you?" And then he suddenly, you see this just cane come out of nowhere and just kind of push him to the side. "I'll take care of it. Hi, I'm Thaddeus Sweet Tea. Welcome to my shop."
It's quite the assortment you have here.
"Thank you."
Does anyone have anything that they want to check out, look into, or?
Are we?
The only one was talking about enchantments.
Because I have an idea.
You do? Let's hear it. Oh, as a sidebar, so the shopkeeper can't hear us, even though the GM can.
Well, I was thinking about getting the getting the enchantment on my Righteous Avenger looked at and seeing if he could duplicate it onto my other longsword.
That sounds like fun. I say do it.
It also sounds expensive.
Yeah. Well, we can cross that bridge when we come to it. I just, for curiosity's sake, I want to see.
Yeah, I just want to get a price check on that.
Also, be pretty cool to get my ogre skull shield improved. I mean,
Okay.
you don't run into weapons or items like that very often.
Yeah. So the Righteous Avenger does an additional 1d8. Oh no, I'm sorry, 1d6 of force damage.
So you're going to show him that?
Yes. And see if he could duplicate it onto my other longsword.
Okay, so you show him the Righteous Avenger. You lay it down there. He picks it up. He examines it. He says, "Oh, cast, a little magic. You want to put this on your other longsword, you say?"
I want to duplicate it onto my other longsword.
Two extra abilities to a longsword is pretty much.
2. Only the 1.
No, the sword does force and necrotic damage.
What? What do you mean it does necrotic?
Yeah.
That was not
Magic.
explained.
Magic doesn't lie. It does force and necrotic.
Okay. How would I access the necrotic damage?
I assume you think hard enough and you choose which one you want.
So it could do either, but not the both.
Well, this seems to be what the enchantment does, yes.
Okay.
Get one of them transferred.
That's what I'm thinking. Could I get the necrotic transferred off of this one and get it put onto this one?
I don't think I can. The magic seems to be intertwined strangely. I don't. Where did you find this sword anyway?
That's personal.
Fair,
Well,
fair.
if you can give me a good price, I might tell you the story.
I'll tell you what. You do a job for me, and I'll give you a discount on putting one of these enchantments on your other sword.
First, what's the price without doing the job?
To put one of these enchantments on a longsword is going to run you about 1,000 to 2,000 gold.
Okay, if I do the job.
Maybe half the price, maybe more, depending on how well you do the job.
That begs one question.
What's the job?
Oh, you seem like a sturdy band of adventurers. I need you to deliver something for me across the inland sea.
Across the inland sea?
Precisely.
Are you going to give us a boat?
What town is this?
This is Invendril. Currently, you're in Invendril.
Okay, what town does he want it delivered to?
Well, I can't tell you where my business goes unless you agree.
Okay, would you at least tell us how far away it is from here that we would have to trek to get this done, even as an approximation?
Weeks.
He is right.
Weeks.
Okay.
I could call a sidebar real quick and ask you if it's worth 1,000 gold discount for weeks of whatever we don't know just yet.
Well, see, this is weeks of, not only is it transportation, it's weeks of, there's a lot of variables in this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you would be willing to pay for our room and board, our transportation, and give us a discount, I'd be willing to do this, but we couldn't get to it immediately. We're obligated to assist here in the city.
He's right.
Until we're released by Sir Algrim.
I will, as the DM, I will state that this isn't Sir Algrim's final destination. This is not the Eastern Kingdom.
Oh, so we still have some distance to go then.
No, we have to go across the
Oh,
sea to get to the Eastern Kingdom.
which is where we really have our business, which is where this fellow wants us to go to achieve his business. So it might be the old two birds with one stone scenario.
Well, the
Right.
thing is, would he be willing to do the work before the job is finished? On promise.
As a businessman, depending on what's what minus a deposit, I'd say that would be a terrible idea. But I'm not,
What is the
I'm
city?
not the DM.
Says, I'd like you to take I'd like you to take a consignment for me to the Oasis. That is an actual town name. That is an actual place.
To the Oasis?
To the Oasis.
Okay. Now, for this kind of job, just because I don't know when I'd be coming back, would you be willing to do your portion of the work first with a down payment of my own?
High or low?
It depends. What's the dice?
2D. Coin.
What?
Coin. Two-sider.
Oh, fuck. Are you going to flip it heads up with the head up first or tail up first?
It's 1 or 2.
Oh, you're going to... fuck. I'll take high.
Okay. With a bit of good faith, I would,
Good fit.
with good faith, I would put the enchantment on the sword. I would put a similar enchantment on your other sword, because I can't replicate that one. That one's entirely beyond my skill, large as it may be. I will put the enchantment on your sword because it most likely will help you get my job done. Plus a down payment. Or, unless you have any contacts that could, scratch my back as I scratch theirs, maybe a little less than a down payment.
I do have quite a few contacts.
You see, in the city and around the place, there's a lot more politics in business than you'd assume. It's not just the hard currency we're looking for. It's a favor here, a friend in high places, a friend in low places.
Okay, I'm going to try and flaunt a little bit and just mention that I am the direct aid to Sir Algrim, the champion of the House of Alond. And as such, I'm with him 24/7, essentially. And then I have a noble and could curry him favor with City Hall here and other noble houses. Speaking of his great work, many noble houses would.
Do you have any proof that you're the chief aide to the champion of the House of Alond?
I do. Not only do I have my scroll of pedigree and my signet ring from Sir Algrim himself, signed the champion of the House of Alond. You cannot read the contents because it is personal business of the crown.
I still need to see the signature.
I'll open up and just show him the signature and how it is addressed to my dear Sir Frederick.
He looks it over, and your other.
The scroll of pedigree, pull it out, line it up, show him my mother and my father and their families and such. And this is my great uncle and my great grandfather and my grandfather and on. And signet ring's on my hand.
And he takes you by the hand. He looks it over, kind of rubs on it a little bit, make sure it's not like just cast lead. Okay.
Bonafide.
A light fee of 50 gold, and I can get you an enchanted and of course the item in question you wanted enchanted. And maybe by morning, maybe the day after, I'll have your sword ready for you. And my consignment.
What is the enchantment that you're gonna put on it? Just so I know.
What do you want on it?
Can we just do like force damage? Can we do the 1d6 force? Or like what is it? 1d8 force? I think it is.
It's 1d6 force and 1d6 necrotic.
Yep. I'll do the force. Or no, on this one I'll do the we'll do necrotic on the other one.
Okay. Now you'll have to leave both swords here because I have to study them.
Oh fucking shit. Oh god. I never go anywhere without my sword.
It's like pants to him.
I can give you as a bonus this fine. He brings out he reaches behind him he reaches under the counter and he brings out a walking stick, like a cane. He says, I can give you this magical walking stick to keep you company while your swords are here, and you'll be a bonus between you and me to in completion of this task. And he kind of hands it out to you over the counter. What do you say?
Okay, I'll do it, and I'll take my swords off my belt, and well, that's actually just taking off the sword belt and putting it on the table, taking the walking stick, and just kind of just like feeling naked, hugging the stick to my chest. Just I don't have my swords. How do I fight things now? I do have that big ass halberd though, so that's gonna be useful.
Yep.
Tread looks at him like, how am I supposed to fight things? Looks at his claws, looks at him.
Don't do that, Tread. It's rude. What is this walking stick?
What is rude?
It is. I know this is a homebrew item. This is Stick of Walking.
Oh, you fucker.
A stick of.
Yes. Okay. It's brown walnut. It has an iron shoe on the bottom. And it has like a steel head cap with silver inlay. It allows you to walk on the air for double your base speed, pretty much in any direction. But once you reach double your base speed, you drop.
Okay. How many times per day? Just once?
You can do this. It has a really quick recharge time. But you have to start on the ground and you have to end on the ground, otherwise you'll drop.
Okay. That's fair.
So let's say there's a 50-foot gap, you could just walk right over it.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is
cool.
This is what? Twice per day, you said? Or
No, it's if you start on a solid object, you can then it's got like maybe a 10-minute, maybe, if not.
Okay. Cool.
So pretty much you have like if you're falling, you couldn't use the stick of walking. But if you start, let's say, stand on a soup can and then use the stick of walking, you'd be able to do the walk.
Okay.
But you cannot run, you have to walk.
That's 60 feet is 60 feet.
Yep.
I'll take it. That's fucking dope as shit. That's good. These two things, our rope of climbing and this, are going to be our most useful items in the entire campaign.
I look up to my
God,
I scoff.
You're like, oh god, I can't give up my swords. Stick of walking.
Bye.
Awesome.
Bye, swords.
I'm coming back for the swords. I will hunt down and decimate every member of this man's family.
We go back and
Now, we don't necessarily need physical violence now.
This is
Well,
going to
that's fine to work.
transcend physical violence.
You always need physical violence, boy, in this world.
I will skin him and wear him.
And call him George.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah.
Oh
So
no.
he reaches Thaddeus reaches over the counter, says, "Pleasure doing business with you."
I'm very concerned about this whole deal, but I'll shake his hand.
Okay.
And you said it was 50 gold
50 gold, yeah.
for the down payment? Okay.
So how, like 3 weeks, somewhere around there?
What?
For how long it's going to take to get there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's probably going to be another, I don't know, however many more sessions it's going to be. This might be on the backswing on the business end of the campaign where we come back to collect this stuff.
Oh, no,
Although I hope not, though.
I'm getting my
Oh, no.
sword before that then, right?
It's going to be a day or two for the swords to get done.
Okay.
But you're gonna do something for him. He might pay you afterwards. But this is predominantly payment for transferring that enchantment.
Okay. I legitimately am concerned about not having these swords. Like it is concerning.
It'll be all right, Frederick. It'll be all right.
How am I supposed to make 2 attacks now?
Well, if you had Polearm Master, you could use both one end and then the other.
That's very specialized, though. It's just like my dual wielder. Very specialized.
While we're there,
You could
change his choice.
could I ask how much it would be to get an enchantment on my shield?
Well, what enchantment do you want?
Just plus whatever.
It's be about 100 gold.
Could we dip into the party funds for that?
We can. We have enough. And it's just going to keep growing. Because
How's it-
I have an amazing business plan ideas, guys.
Oh, really? I'd like to hear this later. Really, I legitimately would.
Well, that'll add to the workload, but if you leave your shield here, you can pick it up with your front swords.
Does anyone else have anything
Deal.
for this?
Oh man,
Not that
Come on.
no.
I can't really think of anything because I haven't used my scythe very much.
See, that's the thing, though. You are magic. You two are literally... Everyone in this party is literally magic except for me. I'm just over here just like... My swords do stuff.
It's good stuff, though.
By the way, real quick. You said something when we first got the halberd. You said something about it.
Yes. What?
I'm all ears, bud.
Oh, you could get checked out right here, right now.
Oh, shit.
He's a magical examiner fella. Yeah, give it to him.
Do it.
Thaddeus,
Yeah.
as fellow businessmen together, would you do me a professional courtesy and examine this halberd I found off a rather large fellow?
Takes a look at it. Casts spell. Oh yeah, that's a vicious halberd. When you deal a critical strike, you'll do 2d6 extra damage.
Boom.
That's good, Halberd.
That's nice.
Is there anything else you
Really
want me to
is.
look at preventing me from my from getting to working on your swords?
I don't have anything else, but I do appreciate it.
I want 2 swords.
I offered you.
I,
I offered you 2 scimitars when we were in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Says I want bags of tricks.
Well,
hey, you
we'll
do
have
you
to table
do have
that.
you do have your Kopesh and you have your scimitar still.
He does have 2
So-
swords now.
There's your 2 swords if you want to keep the scimitar instead of giving it to Tread.
Let me.
Oh wait, I still got the sea cell shit.
Yeah.
You never gave it to him.
Yeah, he can have it.
Though
Okay.
you could dual wield them. If we're just reskinning the scimitar to make it a Kopesh,
Mhm.
like reskinning it, he could dual wield both of those. And to make a primary attack with his action and a bonus attack with his bonus action. Just throwing that one out there.
That sounds like fun.
That's how I do it.
That's pretty much what I try to do with my Catfolk Rogue. I had claws in one hand and a rapier in this one. And I try to do a secondary attack, and it's like, that's not how it works. It's like, I have claws on this hand.
That is literally how it works, though. That's rules as written. That is stated.
That's the cool thing about being a cat, though. Yeah. Or a lizard.
I was an asshole as that cat. It was hilarious.
Okay. So I'm okay now. My crit range is 19 to 20, so I have a higher chance of just decimating a bitch.
Okay. So does anybody need like healing or a hug or anything else before we get out of here?
No, let's just go.
Okay. I'll not take a hug. Thank you though.
Tread just says, "What is a hug?"
Chad, we'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
Good evening to you, gentlemen. He goes behind that.
Good evening to you.
And as soon as we leave the place, just turn to... Anyone else think that guy's incredibly fucking creepy and that we're going to be running drugs?
Dude, I don't know. He didn't say it. He just said a quote-unquote consignment for me. That could be anything. Really? That could be, that stuff.
It's drugs. It's drugs.
What? Okay.
Hookers and blow?
Do I just, exude... evil intent with all my characters or something, or am I just that good?
No, I know you don't, but the fact that
like that guy's
because he's an Irishman, he has to be doing drugs or in the mob.
Well, I'm trying to do Scottish.
Whoa. What are you saying about the Irish here, bud? Chill out. Whoa.
No. Hey, for all you know, I am Irish too.
I doubt it. I've seen your profile picture, unless that's not you.
No, it is.
You're an incredibly dark-skinned Irishman, then.
I didn't say it was full Irish, now did I?
No, but... We're not going to get into the semantics of this right now, okay?
Well, if you guys have nothing else to do, we can end here.
What was the business idea?
That'd help.
What was the business idea?
Okay, so this is what we'll do. We'll go find a really nice tavern, like really nice, right? We'll get the nicest rooms possible for everyone,
Yeah, right. You're gonna hook us up with some female dwarf or orcish.
Your entertainment. Your entertainment for the night is your own pocket. Things that benefit the party come out of the party funds. And the nice rooms benefit the party. But yeah, get the nicest rooms possible. I'll send Eric, no. I'll send Richard to go let Sir Algrim know where we're staying. And I will tell them about my business plan over if you want to just end it there.
Okay, so Richard takes, I'm assuming it's like a postcard or something.
Yeah.
Or just a message.
Signed. We're staying here. Send word if you need us. Yeah, so also, we need to stay in the town for 2 days.
Oh yeah, that's right. We do.
To save time, and you can tell the thing off. You find one of the nicer places. You get rooms. An hour or two later, Richard comes back. He says, with a message from Algrim, says that they're staying 2 to 3 days anyway in the city to figure stuff out. This is fine. That they'll plan to go to either St. Chrysanius or one of the other port cities, and most likely that one. And payment for crossing the ocean will be covered by him. Yeah, because that's just how this works, because it's official business, and it's not really covered by him, it's covered by the king. So, and he bids you all a good sleep. And with that, we'll cut off right here. We'll find out what happens to these poor bastards next week.